brings fans to Ohsweken Speedway as the sun sets on the 2024 season, our final weekend of the year. It's Nationals weekend tonight, brought to you by Middleport Mechanical Heating and Cooling, bringing you the first ever Northern Thunderstock Nationals. I'm Greg Kellman. With me, Adam Ross. Clinton Jeffrey will join us trackside. And Adam, right now we're midway through timed qualifying for the Thunderstock division. 50 cars in total here tonight. What a fantastic turnout.
I'd say this idea was a great success, Greg. Great looking crowd showing up as well for a Thursday night. The campground is full. Lots of people here to take in the sights, and I kind of compare it to previous years, how many people would show up for practice night. And this to me is fantastic, something to really be from.
Yeah, definitely. In years gone by, this was just a test and tune, and we'll see some of that tonight with the crates and the 360s. The crates already have had their first practice session of the night, but each division will get 3 hot lap sessions for the sprint cars, but we've got Thunderstocks competing for $5,000 to win here tonight. Plus the ROC Sportsmen are here, and they're settling their championship season. 21 Sportsman Modifieds here this evening.
Yeah, that's an impressive car count as well, as the green flag is flown on this session. Rob Murray right now with the fastest lap from that first group in the 19.116.
Ryan Denning in the 8 machine. Regular here on Friday nights. Ron Logie in the 97 as well. Another Friday night regular.
Ron Logie jumps up to P2. Ryan Denning to P3 on their first lap. Carter Rhodes in the 4th spot. He's a regular down at the Brighton Speedway.
So this is Group B from Flight 2. Now, we had Flight 1 earlier on. Dave Bailey topped the charts there. In Group A of this flight, Rob Murray topped the charts, and he's still at the top of the pile, but Ron Logie from Group B here, he is right now fastest with Ryan Denning, Carter Rhodes, and Steve Johnson up to the 5th spot. So this group's been a little bit quicker.
Ron Logie picks up the pace a little bit more, still only good enough for second. That'll put him on the pole of one of his qualifying heats. Ryan Denning 3rd, Carter Rhodes 4th. As the remainder of the field comes through, nobody able to alter their positions. So that will do it for qualifying Group 2, A and B. Now it's time for Group 3. Group 3, Section A. It sounds so official, doesn't it?
Section 8, isn't that what they used to do to get out of the Army? That's what Klinger always did. Section 8.
Really?
For being crazy. All right, Group A here.
Hot Bubby.
I knew you were going to say it. Hot Bubby, the 77 Mitch Petta. Chris Crow's going to be in this group. From St. Catharines, Pete Reed. From Stevensville in the 05, Mike Lucas from Belleville in the 74. Sean Gregory from Trenton in the 1. Adam Plazik out of Caister Center in the 41. Ben Cameron from Tilbury in the 18. And Mike Jones from Tilbury as well in the 76J. Those are the 8 cars that are in this Group A.
You know, some nice-looking equipment when you consider that they've been beating and banging for 4 months now, basically since May.
Yeah, with full fenders and all 4 fenders on these cars, it tends to lead to a lot of contact throughout the year, much in sprint cars, obviously, because they can get nasty. But these teams, from start to the finish of the year, do a really nice job of keeping their equipment looking great. And 50 of them here strong tonight. Impressive field.
They came out strong to support this event and to chase a big payday.
$5,000 to the winner here this evening.
That's about as good a payday as you're going to find for Thunderstock type class here in Ontario, or anywhere for that matter. Let's see what the fast time's going to be here in group number 3 as everybody streaking past the line. Sean Gregory going to be the first to post the time at 19.550, about half a second slower than what we saw out of the other groups. And that's why they break it into groups, because a dirt track will slow down as you turn more laps on it. So they break it into groups because it wouldn't be fair if you put 50 cars out there, 1 through 50. By the time the 50th car came out trying to compete with the first few, they wouldn't have a fighting chance. So they break it into groups as Pete Reed jumps to the top with a 19.305.
And he's someone that can walk away with a paycheck here tonight. He picks up big race wins very often in that 0-5, does a crazy alien. So we'll keep an eye on him throughout the evening. So far, it's been Dave Bailey quickest overall. And again, we're in the late stages of qualifying here, so the track does change. But there's the fastest so far here in this third and final flight, the crazy alien Pete Reed.
19.186, so that's getting down into the neighborhood where the others were. As our final group rolls out onto the speedway.
Tyler French will be a part of this group in the Zero Machine. He's from Belleville. Kevin Kokerick back tonight from Fonthill in the 7K. Garen Taylor from Brighton in the 09T. Kyle Andrus from Hamilton in the 43. Blake Bomberry Jr. from Oshweeka in the 24. Jamie Googe from London in the 76. Tim Phelan out of Binbrook in the 427. And Mike Thorne from California in the 55. That will complete the final group here, ready to take time for tonight's Northern Thunderstock Nationals, brought to you by Middleport Mechanical. Want to thank them for their support throughout the year as division sponsor. And then when this race came on the scene, they decided they wanted to be title sponsor for this big event, and we can't do it without them. So thank you to Middleport Mechanical.
How due for a good run is Mike Thorne in that Burger Barn 55?
Oh, he's owed one, I think, the way things have gone. He had such a great run going in the Gales Cash Blast and got caught up with slower traffic and taken out while leading. And this would be a fantastic night for him to walk away with a checkered flag and get the monkey off the back.
We'll see if the speed holds up. The last couple of weeks he's had lots of that. Hasn't quite had the luck to go with it, but he's had a fast hot rod.
Little smoke out of the Kevin Kokerick 7K, that orange Monte Carlo right in front of Blake Bomberry Jr.
Mike Thorne up to third on his opening lap. Tyler French fourth. Blake Bomberry cracks the top 10. Inching closer is Mike Thorne. He's up to the second spot, a 19.4. He's got to pick up nearly a quarter of a second if he wants to take over the top spot in this qualifying group. As it stands, he's in position to start on the pole for one of the qualifying heats. Could not find the speed, but good enough for P2. Pete Reed at the top in the 0-5 with a 19.186.
So timed hot laps concluded for the Thunderstocks. Now we'll see some hot laps for the 360 Sprints preparing for their big event on Saturday night. $30,000 to win in the Northern Sprint Car Nationals, brought to you by Nitro 54 Variety, Aero Express, and Sitting Bull Tire, as well as Juniors Riverside Bait and Tackle. I want to thank them for their added support to that event as well. And tomorrow night, the 360s will compete in the Twin 15s with the winners guaranteeing themselves locked into the field for Saturday night, starting no deeper than 9th and 10th. So plenty of business for these 360 sprint cars as we see Davey Franek first onto the racetrack.
No panic, Davey Franek.
Todd Hoddick in the 94. Davey Franek out of New Jersey. Todd Hoddick out of New York, Cheektowaga. Mike Bowman, last year's winner in the 71 from Stevensville. Then you've got Ryan Turner of Dunnville in the 15, winner a couple of years ago. And Ashton Van Every, one of the freshest faces to the 360 ranks in the 77E. And then you've got the 45 of Nick Sheridan out of Mount Bridges.
And of course, Ryan Turner, Nationals champion a couple of times a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we had 3 in 1 year to make up for the 2 years lost during the pandemic. And Ryan Turner walked away with 2 of those. With 2 different teams. Am I not mistaken? Did he win them?
I think you're right.
The first with the Burger Barn team, the second with the Nitro team, I believe.
And who won the third that year?
I want to say Paulie Giovanni, but
that's who it was.
Was it? There you go. I was taking a gamble there, guessing at that one. 360s ready to light up the wick here. Kelsey Ivey also out there in the 20i from Ohio. Nick Sheridan, no surprise, east of the top of the board. And Nick has been the one that has probably on a consistent basis shown the most challenge to Dylan Westbrook. Not maybe in the fact that he's been racing him, but he's been right there in his tire tracks closer than anyone else. Mike Bowman probably gave him his hardest run last Friday night, but when you've had a season like Dylan Westbrook, even coming close to him is a good thing, and that's what Nick Sheridan's been celebrating, I think.
No, you're absolutely right. He's been the driver who's been able to contend. He might be the only driver to have passed Dylan Westbrook this year because he did it in a heat race. Westbrook passed him. He passed him back and won the heat a few weeks ago.
And he's going to head pit side. Had a little bit of a hiccup down there in corner number 1. Mike Bowman now to the top of the board with a 13.430 over Nick Sheridan, Davey Franek.
So I would dare say a number of these drivers setting up for qualifying where they won't get this many laps on the track.
Kelsey Ivey looking much better than she did back in July. You could tell she was just trying to figure this track out. She came last Friday night, had a much more solid performance. Unfortunately, didn't finish the A-Main, but looked very confident and then went to Merrittville and actually had the Hard Charger Award with the Southern Ontario Sprint. So it was a good weekend, I think, for Kelsey Ivey to come, get comfortable here in Ontario. And she's looking a lot better behind the wheel of that 20i. Coming into tonight, she was 5th quick here, 13.631. But I mean, from top to bottom, they're 4/10 apart from Mike Bowman down to Ashton Van Every. That's not much.
Yeah, if you're 0.2 of a second off of Mike Bowman, you're doing all right.
Yeah. Now, I don't have a total on how many 360s are here tonight. I know we had 3 groups of crates earlier on, which is fantastic to see. Their big event is tomorrow night. Now, they'll be racing both Friday and Saturday, but the Northern Crate Nationals tomorrow night, $6,000 to the winner. Out on the racetrack now with the 360s, that's Matthew Bardier, who we know from the Crate Sprint Car Division. He's moved up to the 360 ranks. There's the 12DD out of Freelton. That is Darren Dryden. And then there's the champ behind him in the 47X, D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. Won everything but one race. Mike Bowman was the only other winner this year. Jordan Poirier back with us in the 28. Jared Horseman out of Cloverdale, Ohio, the 17. Alex Terrien in the 21.
From Victoriaville, Quebec. If I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's Dale Goslin in the 3G from St. Pete, or St. Pie, as you would prefer us to say.
I prefer Pie.
And Corey Turner in the 17X out of Tilsonburg. So Mike Bowman's been quickest so far for the 360s, and again, tonight means nothing. It's all hot laps tonight. These drivers may work on a few things. As you mentioned, they may be testing out their time trial runs that they will try on Saturday night for the big show, or it could be setups for tomorrow night, getting ready for basically you got to race your way in, or there's no B-Mains tomorrow night. You either get in or you don't. And that's as plain as it is through the heats. We take the top 30 cars tomorrow night and put them in the Twin 15s.
It's an interesting format. It's always been a lot of fun to watch. We've had some blockbuster Friday night races.
Yeah. The thing I like about it the most is there always be some drivers just they won't come tonight, they won't come Friday, they're only here for Saturday.
Ooh, wow! Did you see Dylan Westbrook just about dumped it in turn 3?
This is not, well, I guess this is the night to do it, isn't it?
Oh. That car was ugly out of shape as he threw it into turn number 3 and just caught a rut funny.
It's third quick now. His last lap moved him up to third fastest behind Nick Sheridan and Mike Bowman. Checkers out on this hot lap session for the 360. So Mike Bowman from this first hot lap session of the night for the 360s. He is the quickest, 13.430 over Nick Sheridan, Dylan Westbrook, Davey Franek, Matthew Bargier, the top 5. So they'll have a couple of more 8-lap sessions here tonight for the 360s, as will the crate sprints. They had theirs earlier on in the evening when we started at 7 o'clock off the air. Oh, sorry, there's another group coming out here. I didn't see anyone over on the Gales Auto Aftermarket push-off track, but there are more cars still to come. I still have not seen a name on this car.
No, I haven't either.
Will we know at some point?
We're on a need-to-know basis.
Apparently. We don't need to know.
Mike Lichty in that beautiful core pack number 84.
Oh, even Race Monitor doesn't have a name for the 67X. Like, come on.
It's top secret.
Who's it look like?
J.J. Hickle out of Knoxville.
Ah, J.J. Hickle's in the car. I knew he was coming. I didn't know if he was in that car or in a different ride. Mike Lichty's car looking nice now. Of course, had that crash a couple of weeks ago, but he's got everything lettered up again. And Mike learning his craft behind the wheel of the 360. He's no stranger to going fast, though.
Now, is that Jesse Costa in the 52?
Yeah, he had the 360 on Saturday night with the SOS at Merrittville, so I don't know what his focus is.
Well, I thought we weren't allowed to run 2 classes anymore, but I could be mistaken. Maybe you can go forward but not backward sort of thing.
$11 quick right now.
I can address that for you guys. It is Jesse Costa in the 52. They are only running 1 class per night, so they are allowed. If Jesse had 2 cars, we will let you dabble up because he has the required 3 crate races to be able to try and qualify for tomorrow. So if you're a 360 driver trying to go backwards, it's tough unless you've got your 3 races. Now, Jesse and Nathan Ackland and the crew will be swapping motors tonight. This is a 360 for practice. They will go back to crate for tomorrow and then back to the 360 on Saturday, all in the same car, guys. Now, had they had 2 cars, Jesse would be able to practice 1 tonight and race 1 tomorrow. He would not be able to race the twins in the 360s if he was racing the crate. So Jesse's going to practice the 360 tonight, race the crate nationals tomorrow, swap the motor back, and try and come back Saturday for the 360 nationals, all in this same 52 car, guys.
It's going to be a busy weekend for Nathan Ackland Racing.
It's good practice.
Now, for Jesse Costa, he's no stranger to 360s. In fact, that's where he started many moons ago, was with the 360 sprints. And then when the crate sprint division really took off here, he was involved in that and part of its growth, and has become, obviously, a runner-up in the standings this year behind Brett Stratford. So he's really become a threat every week. But so a busy weekend competing tomorrow for the Crate Nationals, and then on Saturday in the 360s. So Crate sprints onto the racetrack now.
And as we've mentioned, all this is practice laps for the crates and for the 360 sprint cars. Practice sessions here tonight, which used to be what the Thursday night was all about. And then it'll be time to go racing.
So we should see 3 groups, I believe it is, of the crate sprints here, and then we'll get into qualifying heats for the Northern Thunderstock Nationals, followed by the Race of Champions Sportsman Heats. All of those will be 8 laps in distance. It'll be kind of cool for the Thunderstocks. They're going to do a pole dash tonight, as is tradition with our sprints on Friday and Saturday nights. So those just tuning in, now we've switched over to the crate sprint car division. They're here for their hot laps. They will run 8 laps. This will be their second time on the racetrack tonight. They came out at 7 o'clock. They'll be back again a little bit later on once we've run the pole dash and the B-Main for the Thunderstocks. Then crates and 360s will come back out again.
I'm actually a little surprised with how many teams elected to come out and practice tonight, Greg.
Yeah, in both divisions at that. Good solid car count here for practice. It's good to see the Nationals regaining steam, especially on the 360 side, with having the out-of-towners back. After the pandemic, it was a little hard in the first year to still get across the border, so that was tricky. And then slowly we've seen a few drivers here and there come across. And then this year, obviously, with the Thunder on the Grand, that really helped. And now we're back to seeing good car counts and a variety of drivers with the 360s. And there's a lot of cars already scheduled to drive here this weekend for these crates as well. Of course, they run weekly at Brockville and Can-Am.
It's interesting. So the Thunderstocks, we draw cars from all over Ontario. 360s, we draw cars from all over Ontario, Quebec, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Ohio, everywhere. The crates are a little different because this is the birthplace of the crate sprint. So the majority of the teams that we're going to see in the crate sprint nationals are regular Ohsweken teams. There's some, like you say, that run Can-Am, that run Brockville. But with this being the birthplace, this is really the hub for the crate sprints.
AJ Lewis, quickest of the cars on the racetrack right now with a 14.895 second lap over Cameron Olm, Keegan Baker, and Tyler Willard. The Baker crew busy this weekend with both Keegan and Campbell Baker behind the wheel, and John Verney's in the white machine. So you've got the 16X of Keegan Baker, the 26X of Campbell Baker, and John Verney's also here tonight. I believe there'll be a couple more groups making their way out. I didn't catch who's behind the wheel of the 11. Is that Jeremy May?
I'm not sure. Let's see what the transponder says.
It says nothing.
No transponder on the 11. I can tell you that number 1 is actually number 44. That's Connor Ross finally getting the car to the racetrack. Jamie Turner, and he finished putting that thing together. Alan Downey was involved as well this afternoon. So it will be number 44 by the time tomorrow rolls around. The number is right on the tail tank, but they're still with the number 1 up on the top wing.
11W, Jeremy Hughes.
Jeremy Hughes in the 11W, says Fran. Why does Fran know this and we don't, Greg?
Right off the website.
Ah. Didn't you design the pre-registration form, Greg?
No, that's all Tommy. Tommy's the man. Lee Lattiser with us here tonight, one of those regulars down at Brockville, Ontario Speedway in the 51. Points champion Brett Stratford got to celebrate last Friday night his first crate sprint car championship.
And there wasn't much of a celebration on the front straightaway. We're going to try to rectify that this week because of Mother Nature wreaking havoc. Ryan Beagle and Brett Stratford sort of got robbed of their celebrations.
But I'll tell you what, if we had stopped to do it, we wouldn't have got the races in, because the moment we were done, it started to rain. And it was no short of a miracle that we actually got anything in last Friday night. So
no, for sure.
You definitely want those victory lanes with the new champions, but if we had stopped at all, we were not going to get the whole night in. So we will rectify that and talk to our champions here this weekend. Brett Stratford right now from this group is the quickest, but he slots in fourth overall of everyone that's taken time so far. Brian Anico, Johnny Miller also from this group are up there, fifth and sixth.
I can't lie, Greg. It's hard for me to take my eye off my kid.
I was just about to ask, what's it like? Because I can't even imagine.
If we were working, it's different. You know, if it's a race going on, obviously we're going to call the race. Practice session, I kind of want to cheer for him quietly and try to drive the car telepathically. But it's different.
The closest I can get to that is when I see a car go into the infield. It's like, okay, where's Dad? Where's McLean? I've watched that for years to see, you know, where are they and where's the car going? But I've never had a child racing a race car yet. Although McLean would love to. I know it.
Well, this was Connor's opportunity. He owns that car. So while he doesn't have a mortgage and he doesn't have kids.
Well, he's still happy, you mean. I jest. Having a mortgage isn't that bad.
Yeah. Good point.
Third group coming out, Ken Hamilton in the 69K. Regular runner here. Guy Goslin in the 93. Nice looking ride. I like the paint scheme. It's totally different than what you normally see. Not typical colors. It's a nice looking car.
It reminds me of like a Hot Wheels thing or
Well, it reminds me of Jerry Nadeau when he drove for Dan Marino and it had the Dolphins colors, and that's kind of what that is.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for anything Dolphins.
So you think he's going to be one of the best ever, but he's not going to win anything?
Exactly. Exactly. Kind of like Jim Kelly.
Pretty much. Jim got pretty close, though.
What do they say? Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades?
That's what they say.
See a few cars, at least one over there.
Yeah, I'm sort of curious about what's going on with that.
But I do see Thunderstocks also lined up in the chute, ready to go with their qualifying heats. And we will see 6 heats in total.
Top 3 from each transfer directly into tonight's Thunderstock Nationals.
It's going to be busy. 3 spots. You've got to get to work early. Couple of laps left here for Ken Hamilton and Guy Gosselin. So that concludes for this group. Now, I do see a couple of more crates over there, I believe, circulating. We'll see if they are going to come out. But nonetheless, we're going to go to Clinton Jeffrey with a track report here in just a minute as Ken Hamilton gets by him. But let's send it down to Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks a lot, Greg. One thing we're going to see here tonight without the extra bunch of sprint cars in competition, we're going to get a cushion tonight. So the track looks very smooth all the way here. And Jack, if you just pan around that way, you'll see where it's changing. The groove is there. When you get up over here, up over the cushion a bit, it's where it's kicking up all these big chunks, and it's going to slowly build up a curb here that these guys can put that right rear on and go all the way around. This is the most chunk we've seen all year, guys. Ziggler said these guys wanted a cushion this weekend. We dug it up a little bit. We're going to give it to them. These guys should have a lot to lay on here throughout the night, guys.
First qualifying heat for the Middleport Mechanical. Northern Thunderstock Nationals lines up like this. Steve Shaw Sr. out of Merlin in the 96 on the pole. To the outside, the Fawns. Jason Fontaine out of Port Colborne in the 1J. Mark Fawcett from Canfield in the 32 lines up third, with Dave Bailey going fourth from Hagersville in the 49. Lining up fifth, it's Zach Bleach in the 108. Logan Ferguson from Caledonia, the 88L, goes sixth. Seventh is Carson Thompson from Petrolia in the 77. Gord Grant out of Morpeth in the 5 machine starts 8th, and Brando Green Stiers from Oshwegan in the 81B goes 9th. Top 3 transfer. It's about to get busy. The first of 6 qualifiers take the green.
So they inverted the top 4 from time trials earlier on. That's why Dave Bailey started in the 4th spot. Jason Fontaine out in front. Bailey up to 2nd. Steve Shaw going to settle into 3rd for the time being.
Off of corner number 4, they come for the first time. It's the Fonz out in front over Dave Bailey in that 2nd position. He'll take a look down to the low side. They'll go door to door off of corner number 2 and down the back stretch. Dave Bailey not wasting any time. Remember, these cars don't have mirrors. It's just get to the front. It doesn't matter if you're safe and secure in the top 3. You got to push all the way to the end.
At the line, it was Fontaine, but Dave Bailey getting around the ends a little bit better. He'll nose out ahead of the 1J of Fontaine off of turn number 2. They drag race down the back straightaway.
Hard to believe right now, this great battle between Fawcett and Bleach. They're unqualified cars right now. Regularly on a Friday night, they'd be a cinch to get in, but going to be some work here to get by Shaw on the 96.
How about further back? Look at Brando Green Stiers battling with Gord Grant back there in the 77 of Carson Thompson. That's a huge improvement in just a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, for sure. Good car control there for the 81B as we see the cross flags with Bailey now stretching his advantage. We got one going around. That's Brando going around the 81B, and I believe that will put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag for the first time here this evening as the leaders will circulate by the 81B. Beautiful looking race car for Brando.
It is so. When he was having a good run there, a little bit of contact helped him go around, but should be no harm, no foul. Should be able to get that car refired and join the tail end of the field.
So halfway home in this first qualifier, Bailey, Fontaine, and Shaw right now the top 3. Tough sledding for guys like Mark Fawcett, Zach Bleach, Logan Ferguson, who's been really strong here in the last month in the 88L. Drivers you'd normally see through the qualifiers pretty easily make their way into the feature event. But tonight it's not easy for anyone.
50 cars on hand for 30 qualified spots. So
a whole feature worth of cars won't make it.
Yeah.
Basically. Last week with Ryan Beagle winning the championship, many asked why was he kind of hanging around in the back. We found out later he had no power steering.
Oh, that had to be hard work.
And he had to be thinking, are you kidding me? Again? I'm coming in with a point lead? And but he did cap off the championship. And another cool thing that we heard from Chris Dickey was that all 4 champions last week, open trailers.
Yep, not a whole lot of glitz and glamour. among our Schweigen Speedway champs. Dave Bailey going to bring us back to green through the Cargo Ease restart zone.
At the halfway point, Bailey, Fontaine, and here comes the 32 of Mark Fawcett. He'll take the spot away from Shaw, so now he's into a transfer position. That's a car that could get up there and race with Fontaine and Bailey. He's always stout here.
Absolutely is. He had a real good car about a month ago, ran out of gas, leading the feature event. Now Steve Shaw and Bleach back there in the non-qualified spots. They'll have a good spot for their B-Main if they finish where they're running, but they want to get directly into the main event. 2
laps left to go for Dave Bailey. Jason Fontaine and Mark Fawcett. Zach Bleach sitting there in that 4th spot. 1 spot away, and now here comes Ferguson off the back bumper of the 96. Will move to his inside and grab the 5th position. If he can't transfer, then you need to get up there as best as you can for a good starting spot in the B.
You do so with Steve Shaw trying to fight back on the outside of Logan Ferguson. They'll battle down into 1 and 2. Ferguson got a little bit loose, but Dave Bailey is driven away with this one. Make no mistake, Greg.
3 tickets about to be punched into the A-Main. The first goes to Dave Bailey, the second to Jason Fontaine, and Mark Fawcett races his way in. So Zach Bleach, Logan Ferguson, Steve Shaw Sr., Gord Grant, and then the 77 of Carson Thompson, Brando Green Stiers also will have to go to the B-Main tonight.
Well, we're actually in the C-Main territory, so the way I understand it,
okay.
top 3 to the A, 4th, 5th, and 6th to the B, 7th and back go straight to the C, guys. So that's some easy math to follow throughout the weekend.
It's my favorite kind of math, Greg.
Easy math.
Easy math. Second heat rolling out onto the racetrack on the pole. The newly crowned champion here at Oshwegan Speedway from Victoria, the 84 RK, the big dog, Ryan Beagle. To his outside from Hagersville in the 23, it's Trevor DeBoer. Rolling off third from Ancaster, the 19 of Kyle Wirt. Good to see him back behind the wheel tonight. Justin Ramsey out of Belleville in the 03. Starts in the 4th position. Casey Huffman from Brantford in the 13 rolls off 5th. 6th will be Ethan Humphrey out of Belleville in the 17. Seth Lanou, not to be confused with Gary Gnu, from Tilbury in the 7-11 starts 7th. And Keith Dale out of Niagara Falls in the 26th goes 8th. 3 spots on the line. They'll go through the Cargo East start zone.
Tell the truth. How many Gary Gnu videos have you watched?
2 or 3. I'm not going to lie.
Good even start. They race down into turn number 1 and 2. Trevor DeBoer up on the high side. Ryan Beagle down low. Still door to door, the same as they were on the pace lap as they charge into turn number 3.
4-car breakaway a little bit there. Now Casey Huffman rejoins the tail end of Kyle Wirt, but boy, oh boy, to think one of these 4 right now leading isn't going to get into the A-Main through the heat, that's a bit of a shocker.
No, it's luck of the draw where they go out for their time trial. This was a pretty stout group, this Group 1.
You know, this seems so unlike a Ryan Beagle type of race. Even in the heats, he's always kind of laid back, take your time, where I am. And even through the feature, he works his way up. But tonight, he knows he's got to go.
Justin Ramsey and Trevor DeBoer had a moment there on the back straightaway, and you're absolutely right, Greg, but I think we're seeing the maturing of Ryan Beagle as a driver. He's comfortable out front, he's comfortable driving from the back, and he's comfortable being in the limelight.
0-3, Justin Ramsey, definitely a contender here tonight for the win. He's a 2-time Brock Leonard Memorial winner here at Oshwegan Speedway. Those are 50-lap races. It's only 35 tonight, so it's one of those races that he could easily walk away with the $5,000.
Man, a $5,000 payday for a Thunderstock race. Who could have imagined that when the track opened back in, 1996 and ran on a Sunday afternoon with these cars on the card?
Adam, who could have imagined you and I sitting at Glenn and Tina's table 20 years ago talking about with Glenn Hills how we had 6 cars and how we were going to fix this division. So to have 50 here tonight is a huge success story.
And Glenn Hills was a huge part of what fixed this division. Quality tech, quality rules, and boy, whoever was involved in the Ontario Dirt, what does ODCC stand for? Ontario Dirt Competition Committee?
Yes.
Whoever was involved in putting that together, what a great deal as Ryan Beagle takes the white flag. Out in front by about 15 car lengths over Justin Ramsey. Trevor DeBoer solidly in third as well.
Final time through 3 and 4, the champ, Ryan Beagle, works it off a corner number 4 to the checkered flag. He'll pick up the win in heat race number 2 over Justin Ramsey. And Trevor DeBoer will get the third and final transfer spot to the A-Main. So Kyle Wirt, Casey Huffman, and the 17 of Ethan Humphrey will go to the B-Main. And then you've got Seth Lanu and Keith Dale to the C. So 2 of the 6 heats are completed. And no surprise, Dave Bailey, Ryan Beagle, the winners.
I'll give you the starting lineup for heat race number 3. On the pole out of Thorold, the 11 is Go Fast Teeple. Starting second from Ohsweken, the 61 is Steve Johnson. Rolling off third from Hagersville, the 8 is Ryan Dinning. Fourth from St. Catharines, the 99 is Rob Murray. Starting fifth in the 21 from Merlin, it's Spencer Smolders. Sixth out of Hagersville, the 93K is Mike Klazinga. Starting seventh from Tilbury, the 92 is Paige Lanu. In eighth from Maidstone, the 98 is Andrew Mayu. And rounding out the field in the 93, it's Calvin Fox. That's how they line up for heat race number 3, and we will remain under yellow.
Got to give a shout out, happy birthday to Uncle Dusty from all your nieces and nephews. And also happy anniversary to Tim and Stephanie DeBoer. I'm sure they're all celebrating. Trevor getting that top 3 there in the last qualifying heat. So happy birthday to Dusty DeBoer. Happy anniversary to Tim and Stephanie.
It's always fun giving those shout-outs.
Lights are up. We're coming to the green flag and heat race number 3.
I should have checked my phone sooner because Miles Hill told me who was driving the 67X. He would know.
Well, I would hope so. Coming to the green flag. Qualifier number 3. 3 more spots locked into the A-Main through this one. This one is going to be a wide open one, I think.
Certainly could be. Look at Mike Lazinga up on the high side. They were 3 wide momentarily, racing down the back straightaway, but Go Fast Teeple out in front of this one. Rob Murray looking for the second spot.
Rob Murray always stout here in the Niagara region and everywhere he goes in that 99 Camaro. Also keep an eye on that 21 of Spencer Smolders. He's been really solid in his outings here at Ohsweken Speedway. He's outside of a qualifying spot right now, but he's right there behind this pack of 4 out in front.
Look at Mike Klazinga around the high side. Ryan Dinning through the middle. Go Fast Teeple on the bottom.
Dinning, the wily veteran of Ohsweken Speedway. Rob Murray doesn't compete here on a regular basis. He's a veteran as well, but Ryan's probably got the most laps of anyone in this heat right now in that 8 machine, and he's having a big fight with Mike Klazinga in the 93K. This is Mike's bread and butter. The outside line, he gets it wound up, and he's been so good out there this year.
Man, bummer for Steve Johnson in that 61. He qualified very well in time trials, but he's drifted back in this one. He's not even in a B-Main position at the moment.
Halfway home right now for Murray, Klazinga, and Dinning. Those 3 are the transfer cars with Smolders, Teeple right now on the outside looking in. Spencer Smolder trying to gather up on the back end of that 8 of Ryan Dinning. He closes the gap.
He is right there. One good corner is all he really needs as we completed 5 out of the 8 laps. He drifts across the back bumper of the 8 of Dinning. He's about a car length off the back end.
Through 3 and 4 they go. Klazinga still working that outside line. Of course, tonight that outside line's not as far out there as it usually is for Mike. As we saw Clint give us that track report earlier on.
Smolders to the inside of Ryan Dinning, trying to draw even off of turn number 2. He'll fall back in line, then drive it deep into 3 and 4. Dinning up on the high side, Smolders down low as the white flag flies.
And he held it in there through the corner. I thought maybe he was going to lose some speed, but boy, he kept it. Slides right up in front of Dinning. Dinning throws the crossover down to the inside. This is it for the final transfer spot.
Beautiful crossover now. Dinning's going to block the slide job to the inside. Checkered flag in the air. It's going to be Rob Murray, Mike Klazinga, Ryan Dinning, just over Spencer Smolders. That's how important it is to qualify into this one. What a great battle.
Wow. Back and forth between the 8 and the 21. That's what you want to see.
Exactly. Oh, man, that was fantastic.
The one thing you guys don't know about that is Mike Klazinga had a transponder problem, was appealing it in tech. We encourage everybody to buy their own transponders. He rented one from us. It failed. We couldn't fix it up. We were too late. We'd already gone. He had to go tail. So imagine the massive number of passing points Mike Klazinga just picked up going from tail to the front. So a problem turned into an advantage for the 93 guys.
Awesome. Man, that's a great story. That's why we're lucky to have Clint down there. Everything about our program is pretty fortunate. Here's heat race number 4 and how it's going to line up on the pole. The 26G is Brock Gregory. Alongside him in the 0-1, it's Kyle Gregory. Starting third in the 10, it's Carter Rhodes. Fourth in the 97, it's Ron Logie. Fifth, the 17W is Travis Whittle. Sixth, the 81 is Nick Cameron. And rounding out the field in the fourth row in the H2O, it's Mason Heinz and Clinton Nichols in the 57.
Three more drivers ready to go into the A-Main. And off they go into corner number 1.
4 wide into the first turn for the second spot. A little bit of contact between Whittle and Carter Rhodes.
Off of corner 4 comes the 26G of Brock Gregory with Ron Logie and the 0-1 of Kyle Gregory back there in the third position. Got some Brighton Speedway regulars here in this one with Carter Rhodes riding in the fourth spot.
And Nick Cameron closing in, running in that fifth position.
In fact, right now in this heat, Ron Logie is the only regular Friday night runner.
Yep.
In this fourth heat. 2 on the board.
Travis Whittle, another regular Friday night competitor, but he is off the pace down in turn number 1 with problems in that 17W.
Unfortunately, they didn't make a lot of races this year due to work commitments, but this is not the way they wanted their night to go. As Travis is going to bring out the Dixieland Grill Caution flag in the 17W.
Wiggling that car back and forth, not sure what the problem is.
All right, so Travis Whittle, I think maybe some concern that he had a flat tire. We'll get it back up to speed. And he's going to take it to the pit area.
So he will wind up in the C-Main tonight. We're going to double up the field, show them 1 to go. Brock Gregory leading the way over Ron Logie. Carter Rhodes runs third over Nick Cameron. Kyle Gregory has fallen back to the 5th spot.
So 7 cars left on the track. Top 3 to the A-Main. Carter Long with the green flag ready to go through the Cargo Ease restart zone. This is a slow pace back to the restart.
Longest pace lap ever.
There we go. Big screen's back going. Want our fans to be able to see that. Great addition here in 2024 to have that for our live viewers.
Sure was. Ron Logie on the high side, noses out in front of the exit of turn number 2. He'll lead the way into the third turn.
Gregory, Logie, 1 and 2. Rhodes holds down the third spot, but here comes Cameron on the outside of the 81. Halfway home in this fourth qualifier of 6 in total.
Rhodes not settling for third. He's battling with Ron Logie in that 97 for the second spot.
Rhodes right there behind Logie in the 97. He's got Cameron all over his back bumper. Kyle Gregory just a little bit off of this battle for the last transfer position into the A-Main.
2 laps to go. Ron Logie can't do anything with Brock Gregory out in front, having to settle for that second spot. Carter Rhodes, same thing. Can't really get up there and challenge Ron Logie. The driver to watch for is Nick Cameron in that 81. One more chance to get it done. 1 lap to go.
Final circuit around. We'll see if it's a close one like it was in the last heat. Here comes Cameron. He gained a little bit there as Rhodes bobbled just going into corner number 2. On the outside is Cameron.
Rhodes drives it deeper into 3 than he did all race long. It's going to be a drag race to the line. Who's going to get third? Carter Rhodes by a nose. Brock Gregory, Ron Logie, and Carter Rhodes transfer into the main event. Nick Cameron by 27 1/1000ths of a second. Is headed for the B-Main.
Plume of smoke out of the back of the 10 of Carter Rhodes as he heads to the pit area. That's not what you want to see, right? As
that was just the driver. That was just the driver exhaling.
Ah. What's Dave eating?
His daughter's ice cream. Real classy Hunsinger.
Heat race 5 onto the racetrack. On the pole will be Ben Cameron out of Tilbury in the 18. To the outside, Chris Crow out of St. Catharines in the 22C. Sean Gregory from Trenton lines up in the third spot aboard car number 1. Pete Reed, the crazy alien out of Stevensville in the 05, starts 4th. Going 5th from Binbrook, the 427 of Tim Phelan. 6th will be Ohsweken Blake Bomberry Jr. in the 24. Mike Lucas out of Belleville in the 74 starts 7th. And Kevin Kokrick out of Font Hill in the 7K goes 8th. All 8 cars make the call. Top 3 to the A-Main.
Heading towards the Cargo Ease start zone. Green flag is in the air. We are underway. Three wide racing. Not a great start for Ben Cameron from the pole in that 18.
Chris Crow out in front. Pete Reed working the outside as they come across the line for the first time. It's Crow over Reed and Cameron. Sean Gregory right there in that 4th position. You've got to go back to 5th and 6th to find the first Friday night regulars. Tim Phelan. And
Tim Phelan.
Blake Bomberry Jr.
Blake Bomberry Jr. in that beautiful 24 machine. The quality of the racing in these heat races has been excellent so far.
No one has walked away from any transfer spot just yet in any of the qualifiers. Still one more to come after this one. And this entire heat. Crow gets around. Phelan. Oh, nice driving there by Phelan. And he'll edge into a transfer spot into that.
Wow. The 22 of Chris Crow got halfway around. Ben Cameron got most of the way around. They were all able to keep going, but the big loser in that one was Ben Cameron, who lost himself a couple of spots on the track. Look at Smoky Tim Phelan on the inside, drives his way up to a transfer spot.
Got that third spot. Here comes Blake Bomberry Jr. as well, trying to force his way through the middle there. That closed up on him, but he's now running the outside line around Cameron.
Crow is struggling with a very loose race car right at that point in the middle of 1 and 2, a la Trevor DeBoer all season long. But Trevor DeBoer seems to save it a little bit more gracefully.
Right now, Sean Gregory, how about this? Right now in that third spot ahead of Tim Phelan, having a great run in car number 1. With Pete Reed out in front, Chris Crow holding on to the second spot over Gregory, and then everyone behind that outside of an A-Main transfer spot.
I can't believe how well Chris Crow is doing with how loose he is down in 1 and 2. In fact, a lot of cars in that one specific group having serious handling challenges.
And you can see the intensity right now heating up. You've got 5 cars fighting for 2 spots as Pete Reed's checked out, and he's taking the checkered flag.
Oh, Crow! Crow bobbles big time in 3 and 4. Look at Tim Phelan, Johnny on the spot. He takes the third spot. Sean Gregory second. Chris Crow back to 4th. What a bummer for Chris Crow. Ben Cameron 5th. Blake Bomberry 6th. Mike Lucas and Kevin Kokrick headed to the C-Main.
Man, Tim Phelan just kept coming, and that was that's all he had to do. He had to run off of 4 and grabs it at the line. What a great finish.
Am I doing this lineup?
Yeah. 3 each.
I couldn't
Sharing is caring.
I couldn't tell if you developed a nervous twitch or if you pointed at me. On the pole from Caister Center, the 41 is Adam Plazik. Alongside him from Hamilton, and the 43, it's Kyle all the way Andrus. Third from Belleville, the 0 is Tyler French. 4th out of Caledonia in the 55, it's Mikey Bobby Mike Thorne. Starting 5th from Brighton, the 09T is Garen Taylor. Starting 6th from Tilbury, the 76J is Mike Jones. Rounding out the field in row number 4 from Waynfleet, the 77R is Mitch Petta. And alongside him out of London, the 76 is Jamie Googe.
Final 3 spots to the A-Main come through this 6th and final qualifying heat. And then the rest will have to find their way through the C and the B. Green flag out from Carter Long, back at it.
Kyle Andrus drives a little deeper into turn 1 than Adam Plazik. He'll take the lead at the exit of 2. They fan out almost 4 wide as Mike Thorne looking for the top spot on the inside of 3 and 4.
Works it off of 4 to the inside of Andrus, but Andrus is going to lead the lap in the 43, and then it's Thorne and Plazik, who's got a back bumper full of Tyler French, as French will work it to the bottom of the 41, looking for the 3rd spot.
Side by side for 3rd, down into turn number 3, Tyler French on the inside in the 0. The 41 of Adam Plazik up high. Who's it going to be at the stripe? It'll be Tyler French.
Tyler, another talented driver, a champion in mini stocks down at Brighton Speedway. He's won at a number of tracks down in the east. And here he is right now in a top 3 spot, but Plazik charging back on the bottom. How about the run for Kyle Andrus hanging in there?
Doing a great job out there, running in the top 3 in a transfer position in a car that flipped down in 3 and 4 all the way over.
Halfway home this time by for Mike Thorne out in front. For Tyler French, Kyle Andrus, and Adam Plazik door-to-door for the 3rd spot.
They'll race down into turn 1. Adam Plazik gets the advantage, slides up in front of Kyle Andrus as they exit the 2nd turn.
Now Tyler French beginning to reel in the leader, Mike Thorne, in the 55. Plazik clears Andrus, sets his sight on French, but Andrus isn't done. Good for him for this run. Even if he doesn't qualify, I think he's got to be happy with this performance.
I would think so, but he's not done yet. Trying to close back in on Adam Plazik. It'll be 2 laps to go this time from Carter Long.
Mike Thorne looking to break the winless drought in the 55. Looking for some redemption after the Gales cash blast a few weeks ago. And here comes the battle for third. Andrus is underneath Plaza, coming to the white flag.
What a battle for that third spot. Out in front, it's Mike Thorne, Tyler French leading the way, but the race is on for third.
Final time around. Mobile 1 white flag's been displayed. Here comes French for the lead. He'll touch wheels there with a 55 of Mike Thorne as they head into 3 and 4 for the final time.
Out in front, it's Tyler French. Here comes Mike Thorne to the inside. It's going to be a little too late. Adam Plaza going to take the third spot. Kyle Andrus, after a hard-fought effort, going to come home in fourth, and he'll have a good starting spot for the B-Main.
So qualifying heats concluded for the Thunderstocks here in the Middleport Mechanical Northern Thunderstock Nationals. So we'll have a C, a B-Main, a pole dash, and the A-Main to come. But up next, it's the ROC Sportsman, the Race of Champions, settling their championship here tonight. Starting on the pole in heat race number 1 from St. Catharines, car number 7, it's Cody McPherson on the outside. Out of Port Colborne, the 99P Junior, it's Mateo Panante. Going third from Thorold in the 20, it's Scott to his outside. From St. Catharines in the 72, it's James Michael Friesen. Starting fifth from Port Colborne in the 5S, it's Matt Sharp. And the boss, the Oswegan Flyer, Glenn Stiers in the 108X, tonight starting sixth. Terry Smith out of Chippewa in the 22 lines up 7th. 8th is Mitch Dumont out of St. Catharines in the 28. Starting 9th, Jacob Chevalier out of Port Colborne in the 12. Also out of Port Colborne in car 10. Dave Small starts 10th. And Corey Lambert from Wolf Island in the 39 starts in 11th.
Green flag is out, and it's Cody McPherson out in front in that 7 machine. Mateo Panante picks up the second spot.
Post racing there, Glenn Stiers. And the 28 of Mitch Dumont. Back there in the 6th and 7th spots.
Scott Wood behind the wheel of that 20 machine. I thought it might have been a mistake on the transponders, but I see that's what it is on my race pass as he's trying to get a run on Mateo Panante off the second turn.
A former GSR car, and in fact, I think it's the one that Mateo Panante won at Merrittville with a couple of weeks ago. So Scott Wood now in the 20 as the caution flag comes out.
Trouble in turn number 2 for Corey Lambert.
It's under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. Lambert will roll away and we'll get it lined back up.
Do you know what's significant about Wolf Island, Greg?
It's the island between, I don't know the significance, but that's the island over the Gananoque crossing, is it not?
No.
No? What am I thinking of?
I'm not sure which island that is. Wolf Island is the biggest of the Thousand Islands.
Okay, but that's the one that you go across to cross the border.
If you take the ferry from Kingston to Wolf Island, cross Wolf Island, take another ferry, you get to Cape Vincent.
Gotcha. I should know all this. I did it for years. Oh, and again, problems for Lambert. Goes off the banking in 2, gathers it back up.
Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Cody McPherson continues to lead over a great battle between Mateo Panante and Scott Wood. Wood going to take that spot on the inside as Glenn Stiers goes for a slide off of turn number 2.
Cody McPherson out in front over the 20 of Scott Wood. Then you've got Mateo Panante, Sharp, and Friesen going at it side by side for position number 4. Sharp will gain that advantage off the second corner.
2 laps to go. Oh, as Corey Lambert again goes most of the way around and saves the car and gets pointed in the right direction. Scott Wood is closing the distance just a little bit on race leader Cody McPherson.
White flag out for Cody McPherson over Wood, who's closing that gap, as you say, as they work around Lambert, the slower car, now a lap down. We count the checkered flag at the first of two qualifying heats for the ROC Sportsman.
Cody McPherson off at turn number 4 for the final time. He'll take the checkered flag over Scott Wood. Mateo Panante going to come home third. James Friesen fourth. Matt Sharp fifth. And it's Chad Chevalier, Glenn Stiers, Mitch Dumont, Terry Smith, and Dave Small. Heat race number 2 going to line up like this. On the pole from St. Catharines, the 41 is Boyd McTavish. Alongside him from Ridgeway, the 3N is Noah Mamo. Starting third from Niagara Falls, the 78 junior is Nigel Pandakowski. Starting fourth from Bloomfield, the 11 is Dan Ferguson. Fifth from Thorold, the 13M is Daniel McKay. Sixth from Port Robinson, the 108 is Bill Bleach. Starting 7th from Fort Erie, the 185 is Brad Rouse. Starting 8th from Thorold, the 96 is Tyler LaFantasi. Starting 9th from Picton, the 91 is Craig Hanley. And rounding out the field from Wainfleet, the 15 is Adam Leslie. Now I see that's not the order they are on the racetrack. That's because I read out the hot laps order and not the heat race order. Were you hogging the heat race order?
No. You have one.
Where?
Somewhere.
Okay.
Brad Rouse grabs the lead down the back stretch. Boyd McTavish riding there in that second position. Oh, Craig Hanley had a bit of a rocky ride through 3 and 4. He'll finally gather it up.
Brad Rouse out in front over Boyd McTavish. McTavish used to have a really good handle on this racetrack many moons ago when we raced Sportsman here.
Noah Mamo right now sitting in the third spot over Adam Leslie and Bill Bleach in the 108, who's having a good little battle right now of his own.
Noah Mamo a little bit quicker that lap than Boyd McTavish, about 0.2 of a second as he closes the gap on the second spot. McTavish up high, Noah Mamo down low.
Halfway home, Pentecoski right now has been able to get by Leslie and the 108 of Bleach, so he's moved into the fourth position. Pushing Leslie back to 5th, Bleach 6th, Dan Ferguson riding back there in the 7th spot. Wow, bonsai move in 3 to get by Bleach. Bleach back to the inside.
Beautiful crossover by Bleach to get back by Dan Ferguson. Ferguson with a bold slide job down into 3 last time. I don't think he's close enough to make that move again. So it'll be 2 laps to go this time.
It's all Brad Rouse right now over McTavish, and Noah Mamo has closed the gap on the 41 of McTavish. Pentecoski right now in that 4th position over Adam Leslie as the Mobile 1 white flag comes out for Brad Rouse.
1 more lap to go as Brad Rouse has opened some daylight over Boyd McTavish, running right around the bottom of the racetrack. In fact, most of these Sportsman drivers electing to get to the bottom of the track. It'll be checkered flag in the air. Brad Rouse going to take the win. Second going to go to Boyd McTavish. Noah Mamo 3rd. Nigel Pentecoski 4th. Adam Leslie 5th. And it's Bill Bleach, Dan Ferguson, Daniel McKay, and Craig Handley.
So that concludes qualifying heats for both the Thunderstocks and the ROC Sportsman. 360 is about to come out for hot laps, so we'll take this opportunity to take a quick break and join you back here at Ohsweken Speedway.
Are you looking to sell or fix your car? You can do it all with Kenny U-Pull. Whether it's running or not, we pay you top cash on the spot. We'll even tow your car off your lot. Need parts? Our yards have over 25,000 cars ready to be stripped and over 10 million car parts ready to be pulled. Find what you need at a fraction of the manufacturer's price. fix it or sell it with Kenny. Visit KennyUpol.com today.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can't she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. Keep a juice box cold? Can do. I'm out of here.
Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Our savory potato sides can be prepared any way you like. Serve warm or chilled, as a main or as a side. Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Create your way to great taste.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. But one for all, since 1923.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway, where 360 sprint cars right now are going through hot lap session number 2 on the evening for them. Ryan Turner slow down in 3 and 4. Going to have problems. I guess tonight's the night to have it. He'll pick back up. Maybe just trying to find an open spot. I'm not sure.
No, I think something is not quite right on the 15. He did the same thing in his previous practice session, though. Came up to speed and then slowed down a little bit.
Continues to ride around the bottom right now, maybe just wisely knowing there isn't a safe spot to merge up into traffic, so he'll ride around the bottom. Nonetheless, Kelsey Ivey right now with the quickest lap. She continues to gain experience here at the Big O and showing she's got speed. Dixieland Grill Caution flag comes up for this hot lap session for the 360 sprint cars. They still have another hot lap session to come after the C and B-Main and the pole dash. Crate sprints will as well. Crates have had 2 hot laps. This is the second one for the 360s tonight. So this group still has a few more laps to go. 5 complete, 3 laps left. So Ryan Turner was able to make it to the pit area. See if Kelsey Ivey can stay atop. Oh, I've got the wrong. My bad.
Me too.
My bad. Is Jordan Poirier at the top. Kelsey Ivey right now 6th quick.
I was the same as you, and I was equally as impressed with Kelsey Ivey.
Still, you can noticeably see the improvement from the first time she was here in July to now. Just that confidence of running here at Ohsweken Speedway. Davey Franek, he'll definitely be a factor on Saturday night. Right now, 4th quick out of this group. Jordan Poirier fastest as the checkered flag comes out over Todd Hoddick, Matthew Barjay, Davey Franek, and Alex Terrian. Then Kelsey Ivey, Ashton Van Every, and of course Ryan Turner only getting 4 laps in. Jordan Poirier, no surprise, quickest there in that hot lap session.
Definitely one of the hot shoes in this part of the continent when it comes to 360 sprint car racing. But there is no shortage. I mean, Todd Hoddick 2nd quick, just a 15 100ths of a second back. Matthew Bardier was impressive. Davey Franek. We have a lot of A-list racers out here this weekend.
Second group making its way out. Corey Turner in the 17X. The champ in 2024, Dylan Westbrook. The 45, Nick Sheridan. Last year's Nationals winner and champion, Mike Bowman in the 71, Ryan Conium in the 46. Jesse Costas, we talked about earlier, driving the 360 tonight and Saturday. Tomorrow, they'll put the crate motor back in that car. Darren Dryden in the 12DD, the 3 of Dale Goslin, and Mike Lichty in the 84. We still see a few more cars getting pushed off. At least one more to come. Is that Jared Horseman?
Looks like it. No sign of J.J. Hickel in this session, but he was awfully fast in the last one.
Field being brought up to speed for their 8-lap hot lap session. So each driver will get 24 laps here tonight. Good opportunity if you're running Friday as well to come out, shake the car down, make sure everything feels okay heading into tomorrow, where there'll be qualifying heats for the 360s. Top 30 out of the heats will go into the twin 15s. 15 drivers in one, 15 in the other, 15 laps each, and the winners will lock themselves into Saturday night's show. If you don't qualify through the heats, you're done for the night tomorrow night. Problems for Nick Sheridan in the 45 brings us back under the Dixieland Grill caution.
Smoke trailing out the back, and that is a lot of fluid coming out of the 45.
Dave Hunsinger telling the 45 to just keep it low. There is a steady stream of fluid all down the front stretch now from the back of the 45 there. You can see it on camera. I guess tonight's the night to have that happen, but is there another bullet ready in the chamber to put in the car?
That's a great question. Is the oil dry going down on the front straightaway?
They're going to need a lot of it.
See how much of a puddle is left there as they push the 45 of Sheridan back to the pit area.
Tough break for Nick Sheridan, who's been so quick here in 2024. Former crate sprint champion. Safety crew busy. And they're going to have to go all the way down the front stretch into corner number 1 with that speedy dry. Oh, it actually extends down to the exit of 4 now. Going to take a quick break. We'll be back with more action. 360 hot laps underway. All right, folks, with this break in the action, we've got a
Rookie. Watch out. When you're out there, there's honestly no thinking. You just react. These cars are just savage. I'm just trying to get comfortable in being uncomfortable.
Introducing the Fleet Lineup by CargoEase. Our commercial and Titan Series slide come with weight capacities of 1,500 to 3,000 pounds and features HDPE Ultra Ply Deck, a 1/4-inch rubber mat, 8-inch aluminum side rails, a patented spring release T-handle, and L-hook fasteners. This is the CargoEase Fleet Lineup.
Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Our savory pasticides can be prepared any way you like. Serve warm or chilled, as a main or as a side. Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Create your way to great taste.
Back at Oshwegan Speedway, Jesse Costa had his hands full there in corner number 4 as they continue on in hot laps right now. Checkered flag still 4 laps away. They're halfway through this hot lap session after they put down the speedy drive for Nick Sheridan in the 45. Here you see Dale Goslin aboard car number 3G, driver to Quebec. As 3 laps, I believe, still to go here. Dylan Westbrook's the quickest, 13.702 now.
Mike Bowman pulling off the track in the 71, pulls up to the high side, heads it off to the pit area as the white flag flies. Ryan Conium going to do the same. As a checkered flag comes out over this session. Dylan Westbrook's last lap was the fastest at 13.678.
All right, while we have a break in the action, I'm going to continue on with our program prize draw numbers so we can finish those off. So I'll read all of the numbers that we have. 1301, 1313, 1278, 1324, 1299, 1286, 1281, and 1292. If you have those program numbers, make your way to the base of the flag stand to claim your prize. 1301, 1313, 1278, 1324, 1299, 1286, 1281, and 1292. Those are our winning program numbers. We'll do the fan appreciation draw at our first opportunity. And a break in the action. Also want to announce the Navajo Taco Stand open behind the announce tower. Large and small tacos. Of course, they have the strawberry juice. Got to get some of that. Scone dogs, coffee, all available down at the Navajo Taco booth down behind the announce tower, as well as the ice mobiles open for some ice cream or a frozen treat. Mobile 1 white flag is out for the C-Main.
Top 4 cars will transfer. Here's how they line up. The 93 of Calvin Fox and Gord Grant in the 5 make up the front row. Row 2 on the inside, Seth Lanou in the 711 and Mason Hines in the H2O. Starting 5th is Mitch Petta in the 77R. 6th is Mike Lucas in the 74. Starting 7th in the 26, it's Keith Dale. Starting 8th in the 7K, it's Kevin Kokrick. 9th out of London, the 76 is Jamie Googe. 10th in the 77 is Carson Thompson. 11th, the 92 is Paige Lanou. 12th, the 17W is Travis Whittle. 13th, the 81B is Brando Greenstires. And 14th, the 61 is Steve Johnson, who has a problem on the back straightaway. He's going to peel that car down onto the infield. No, he is still on the track.
So that'll put us back under the caution flag. What a shame. He laid down a really quick lap earlier on in the timed hot laps.
He absolutely did. Kevin Kokrick with a problem in the 7 machine. He's going to take his car off to the pits.
Oh, look at the fluid pouring out of the 7.
Hopefully it's water.
Report down here on the back straightaway for the 61 of Johnson. Loose safety belt, so he got that one clipped in and ready to go, guys.
Looking at this fluid here on the front stretch. Top 4 move on to the B-Main.
Yeah, they will. The top 4 finishers in this C-Main will start at the very back of the B-Main, so they'll have their work cut out for them still. But I believe 12 cars transfer out of the B-Main into the A. A lot of cars make it.
Travis Whittle, remember in the 17, had problems when he was running his qualifying heat and had to drop out early. So he's deep in this one right now, trying to work his way into the top 4. So it sounds like they're going to bring the field through this fluid here.
So now the drivers are up there running through whatever fluid's on the track. Lights are out. We're going to bring them back to the green flag through the Cargo Ease restart zone. Calvin Fox and Gord Grant. They make up the front row, the 93 and the 5.
Off they go. 4 spots on the line to go to the B-Main. Whoa. That got hot and heavy on the front stretch, and now they're going to spin down in corner number 1.
That was Keith Dale in the 26, trying to get a little bit more than he was going to be able to get.
Oh, yeah. Might be time to, there you go.
Self-cleaning.
Now he's going to drag it behind him. Still losing pieces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why I wondered on the first bump why he kept going.
If you could hear a car go, got it.
It's like passing your nose through your backside. That's what he just did. Wow.
That was vivid, Greg. I think Daniel's response was more appropriate.
Probably.
A cartoon where the character trips over their bottom lip. That's age appropriate for anybody.
I guess.
What were you thinking?
But look at the way the car struggled.
That's a good point. We've all been there. A little more debris being picked up, tossed over the wall. We should be ready to go next time by.
Ryan Turner telling us that was Garrett Green in the 15. That wasn't Ryan.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Ryan. Garrett Green from Florida. Imagine, think of the cars that aren't here tonight. Rob Hoskins in the 37. We've got neither of the Lampmans. They had engine troubles. We could have easily approached 60 cars for this one. Still a phenomenal field.
Try it again through the Cargo Ease start zone. And off they go. Fox, Grant, Lanou. Top 3 right now. Still a little bumper tag going on in the back.
Keith Dale struggling to get a hold of this racetrack in the 26, but thankfully there's other cars out there to help him around the corner.
Now we'll get one lap in the books. Right now it's the H2O of Mason Hines holding down the final transfer spot. Oh, not for long.
Big wiggle out of the Hines H2O.
Carson Thompson moves into that transfer spot in that 77 machine. And here comes Travis Whittle making it 3 wide. Didn't expect him to be at the back for too long. He'll drive it deep down into 1.
Working the inside of a 3-wide situation is Travis Whittle. They're still door to door down the back straightaway.
This is it. This is where the hot seat is. One of these 3 cars will be in a transfer spot as they continue to race. Door to door down in 1. Top 3 breaking away just a little bit.
Travis Whittle finally getting the advantage. He'll pull away from Mason Hines and Carson Thompson, leave them to battle for the 5th spot.
Fox, Lanou, Grant, and Whittle. Top 4 now. Oh! Spin down in corner number 1 for Lanou. So that moves Whittle up into 3rd. Now Hines into the 4th spot, but he slows drastically into 3. Back on the throttle. He's got issues, though, in the H2O.
It's a tough one to keep up with this race as they all work down into turn number 1. Again, we have a 3-car battle for that 4th spot with Hines in the H2O having the position right now.
Paige Lanou working the inside of Hines now. The 77 of Thompson right behind. But Hines still holding down the position. It's all Kelvin Fox out front. He's got about a straightaway advantage over the battle for the 2nd spot between Gord Grant and Travis Whittle. And then you've got the fight for the 4th and final transfer spot. And Paige Lanou will take it for the moment. Here comes Hines back to the bottom.
One thing we know for sure, Calvin Fox has this one under control. He is out in front by nearly a full straightaway over Gord Grant in the 5, Travis Whittle in the 17 as we've got 2 laps to go.
Final 2 circuits around. Fox, Grant, Whittle in good shape right now, but this is the battle we're watching. Paige Lanou on the outside. You've got Mason Hines on the bottom in the H2O. Who's going to grab the 4th and final spot into the B-Main? Mobile 1, white flag.
Calvin Fox all by his lonesome. The battle for 2nd and 3rd has settled down just a little bit. Gord Grant has the spot. And in 4th, Paige Lanou has really stretched herself out over Mason Hines in the H2O, but she gets loose in turn number 2. That's going to close things in on turn number 3 as they race for that final transfer. Calvin Fox gets in to the B-Main. Gord Grant, Travis Whittle, who's going to take 4th? It'll be Paige Lanou.
So Seth Lanou, Mason Hines, Carson Thompson, Brando Green, Stiers, Mitch Petta, and Keith Dale, along with Steve Johnson, Mike Lucas, Jamie Googe, and Kevin Kokrick are done for the night. Top 4 will move on to the B-Main. Pole dash time. 5 laps the distance.
The way they finish in this one is the way they're going to line up in the front 8 spots of tonight's Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock Northern Nationals.
Mobile 1 white flag being displayed. Dave Bailey on the front row for this one with Rob Murray on the outside. You've got Pete Reed and Mike Klazinga making up row number 2. Then it's Tyler French and Justin Ramsey back in row 3. And in the back row is Ron Logie and Mike Thorne. 8 cars, 5 laps.
The way you qualified for this pole dash, it was through passing points. So the top 8 drivers in passing points.
And that's where it paid off, as Clint mentioned earlier, for Mike Klazinga. That puts him outside of the second row in that 93K. Something totally different for these drivers that they don't do at any other time of the year.
Green is out. They are underway. Dave Bailey out in front. Noses out ahead. Rob Murray settles back to 2nd. Pete Reed 3rd. Here comes Mike Klazinga on the high side.
That's where he likes to get it done, as does Justin Ramsey in the 0-3. Always stout in that car on that outside line, which is a little bit lower than we're traditionally used to seeing, especially in 3 and 4. A little wider down in 1 and 2.
Yeah, that's a great point, Greg. We're not as wide as we normally are on a Friday night. Still pretty darn wide, but haven't gone all the way to the outside of the track yet in 3 and 4.
Right now it's all Dave Bailey over Rob Murray, Pete Reed, 1, 2, and 3, Klazinga and Logie door to door. Tyler French and Mike Thorne right now riding at the back in this one. And you have to think, how much do you want to press the issue here? It's a 35-lap race, which really is plenty of time with these cars to work your way through the top 10. So,
and there is no time to make repairs if you have a problem.
Exactly. So maybe not a time to press the issue. Nonetheless, the Mobile 1 white flag out for Dave Bailey. The big mover in this one, I think, has really been Ron Logie in the 97. Worked his way up to the 3rd spot and got past some pretty solid machines.
Checkered flag gonna fly. Dave Bailey takes the pole dash, followed by Rob Murray, Ron Logie, Pete Reed just over Justin Ramsey, Mike Lazinga, Tyler French, and Mike Thorne.
So that concludes the pole dash for the Thunderstocks. I believe we have the B-Main scheduled, but I don't know as though they're ready and lined up yet for the Thunderstocks. We'll take a quick break and be right back here on GeForce TV.
It all started for us at the racetrack, from dirt to water. We have continued to keep the adrenaline and drive to make sure that we are always in the forefront. We are driven to give our customers the absolute best in service, products, and memories with your family. No matter what your passion is, whether it's on the water, in the dirt, on the snow, or on the road, we will always be here welcoming you over and over again through the doors here at Lockhart's. You're not just a customer here, you are part of our team.
My family came over here from Germany, and my grandpa Arnold Lushen bought this 1953 Super M.
This is the first tractor that I actually drove and used on the farm. If somebody said, Mark, I'll give you an 80 acres that's worth $1 million, would you give me that tractor for that 80 acres? No amount of money would buy this tractor.
My grandpa made the comment before that that was the tractor that built Lushen Farms.
Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Our savory potato sides can be prepared any way you like. Serve warm or chilled, as a main or as a side. Tiffany Gate Fresh Gourmet. Create your way to great taste.
Victor Bomberio.
Rookie. Watch out. When you're out there, there's honestly no thinking. You just react. These cars are just savage. I'm just trying to get comfortable in being uncomfortable.
Lockhart's Odyssey is BRP's newest marine dealer for the legendary Alumacraft fishing boats, the luxurious Manitous, and the affordable Sea-Doo Switch pontoons. Come aboard our new outdoor showroom, located here in Cortland at Lockhart's Odyssey, your BRP Superstore.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway for the Northern Thunderstock Nationals here on G-Force TV, brought to you by Middleport Mechanical Heating and Cooling. I'm Greg Kellman, with me Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey down trackside. I haven't seen Clint much tonight.
We've heard him a couple of times.
There he is. I see him off in the distance there in corner number 3. Up there with Joel from TSN.
I'm having to answer a text message from the boss.
Which boss?
The real boss.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
Yeah, we answer to so many people. I'm not going to tell you because
it's not me, so there he is. First ever running of the Northern Thunderstock Nationals. Usually, as we talked about at the top of the night, this is strictly a practice night getting ready for the crates and 360s, but it was decided to have a third night on the schedule, and what better division to put on a show on a Thursday night than our Thunderstocks. They do a great job on Friday nights, and not to slight the mini stocks, because, boy, our mini stock division's just as good as well, and who knows what may come for them in the future as well. But, boy, the Thunderstocks tonight bringing it with 50 cars strong, and here we go with the B-Main. 12 laps starting on the pole out of Tilbury. The 81 Nick Cameron to the outside from Port Colborne, the 108 Zach Bleach. Lining up third out of Merlin, the 21 Spencer Smolders, and going off fourth from Ancaster, the 19 Kyle Wirt. Starting in fifth from Caledonia, the 88L Logan Ferguson. Starting in sixth, Mike Jones out of Tilbury in the 76J. Chris Crow out of St. Catharines, the 22C, lines up seventh. Eighth is Kyle all the way Andrus out of Hamilton, the 43. Starting ninth, Andrew Mayu out of Maidstone in the 98. Starting 10th is Clinton Nichols from Hamilton, the 57. Starting in the 11th spot, Casey Huffman from Brantford in the 13. Alongside him, Kyle Gregory from Trenton in the 01. Starting 13th from Thorold, the 11 is Go Fast Teeple. Ben Cameron from Tilbury in the 18 lines up 14th. 15th will be Ethan Humphrey from Belleville in the 17. 16th, Blake Bombery Jr. out of Ohsweken in the 24. Starting in the 17th spot from Brighton, the 09T is Garen Taylor. And lining up in the 18th spot, Steve Shaw Sr. out of Merlin in the 96. Now, the next four cars come out of the C-Main. Starting 19th. In the 93, it's Kelvin Fox. Going 20th out of Morpeth, car 5, Gord Grant. Lining up 21st from Tilbury, the 17W is Travis Whittle. And going 22nd, the final spot from Tilbury, the 92, Paige Lanou. 12 laps the distance.
6 cars transfer. The rest are going to be put in via provisional. So they sprinkle pixie dust, blow it in the air. Whoever it lands on gets a qualified spot. No, there is a system. There is a format.
Okay. Was that on the Great Space Coaster? I could picture pixie dust in that show. It was tripping.
Right? It makes you wonder. These are the people who shape children.
Yeah.
They shaped us.
It says
Greg.
a lot, doesn't it?
That was our generation.
Yeah. Explains it all now. Mobile 1 white flag is out. So to race your way in, top 6. The rest is on pixie dust and provisionals.
Yes.
Okay.
Whew. Nothing better than a good B-Main. Unless they start spinning out, in which case I wish we just did rock, paper, scissors to see who gets in.
Coming to the Cargo East start zone. 22 cars, 6 laps. 6 cars will transfer in 12 laps the distance, and they're on it.
They immediately fan out. 3 wide, 4 wide, couple of cars getting squirrely in 1 and 2. Kyle Wirt up to the outside. Nick Cameron out in front in the 81.
Here they come through 3 and 4. Off the corner they work it. Cameron, your leader. Bleach in the second spot. Spencer Smolders riding in the third position. He'll look down low on Bleach. A little bobble there in corner number 2, but Smolders has the second spot.
And how about Chris Crow showed so much speed in his qualifying heat, but that car was a handful in turn number 2 as we've got some issues off the second turn on the backstretch.
Yeah, Garen Taylor and Travis Whittle had contact in corner number 2, and that will bring us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. With 2 on the board and 10 laps left to go. It's only Thursday, and Dave's getting pretty animated next door as they were not slowing down for that caution flag.
I would love to see. So obviously Dave Hunsinger's gone to the Doug Leonard School of Officiating, but I would like to see them take the Dale Carnegie course the next day. Like, there's got to be some sort of we can still be polite and angry, can't we? I think that'd be fabulous.
I have to take a bit of credit for that. I got Dave fired up on the radio in that delay, and now he's paying it downhill to the drivers, I think. What a great turnout, though, for the first ever Thunderstock Nationals, guys. Just when you look at the B and you mentioned 6 make it on and everybody else is going home, shows what a successful turnout we've had here tonight so far.
Oh, and look at the geography of where they've come from. They've come from the west. They've come from the east. They've come from all over the place to take part in this event.
Noble 1 white flag out, 2 on the board, 10 to go. The big talk's going to Kelvin Fox right now, the winner of the C-Main. And I can understand why, because going down the backstretch, he was easily into the top 8 before he slowed down. So
I'm having the best lap ever.
So he's been placed back further now where he belongs, and we'll come back to the green flag through the Cargo Ease restart zone with 10 laps to settle it.
Oh, Nick Cameron, all sorts of loose, and they're stacking up in turns 1 and 2.
Now a few cars are going to back out of this, but the caution flag is out again as Chris Crow in the white 22. There's Ethan Humphrey with the back left rear all torn up on that. Monte Carlo also in that. Is Kyle Gregory in the 0-1. Now, Steve Shaw Sr. was also involved, but he's driven away, and he's going by us right now. Looks like he's okay. How rough is that for Steve Shaw Sr., who was right there in the thick of a transfer spot in the heat? You know, could have avoided all of this, and that's how important it was to get into that top 3, because now he's having to work through all of this.
So, Clint, how well do you know what the provisionals are?
I mean, fairly good.
I mean, so unofficially, there'll be 6 provisional spots given out if we're starting 30 cars. 18 through the heats, 6 through this B-Main. So Steve Shaw's got a pretty good shot of having a provisional, I would think.
Well, the provisionals are the point leader of the champions at the outside tracks, and if I understand correctly, Jake Hooker falls into that provisional, not Steve Shaw.
Is it only the leader, or would you take the top points getter?
I'd have to look into that. I believe it says champion or leader, but I'll look into that. I'm not exactly familiar on the semantics of it. If we got Tommy Goudron, he'll have to figure that out, but I'll get back to you on that one, guys.
No, for sure. Don't mean to put you on the spot either. It's when it comes to provisionals, there's a lot of mathing to do and a lot of figuring, and Greg is scrolling right now.
Well, here you go. Here it is. Guaranteed starter and provisional starters. Points leader / champion for Thunderstock divisions at Brighton, Buxton, Merrittville, and Ohsweken will be awarded provisional starting spots immediately following the B-Main transfer cars in the A-Main lineup. And these drivers are. So the drivers are actually listed. Justin Ramsey, Jake Hooker, Dave Bailey, and Ryan Beagle. They must make a reasonable attempt to participate, which they did. They're all in. Any remaining A-Main starting spots will be awarded to the highest-ranked driver in overall Ohsweken Speedway passing points from the heats. There you go. The provisional starter positions will be lined up by the B-Main, C-Main finishing orders.
And the format for this was written by Tommy Gooch, who basically adapted the 360 right over to what we are doing here. So it's a sprint car style of finish for these guys and rundown. We got a bit of fluid here on the bottom. It shouldn't be a problem, guys, once we get going. But yeah, so Steve Shaw does not have a provisional, guys. So he's going to have to race up into this one.
It's good to know as Kyle Gregory getting the long tow back to the pits. Disappointing ending to his night. 10 laps remain. We're going to go green this time. Ethan Humphrey getting a fresh left rear tire on that 17 machine. He rejoins the tail end of the field.
Back to the green flag they go. Smolders to the outside of Nick Cameron in the 81. Zach Bleach is right there as well. Kyle Wirt, first night back in a few weeks after having some concussion symptoms.
Well, he's having a good run right now, well inside of a transfer position. Right now, Andrew Mayu in that 98. Driver on the hot seat. He's the last car set to transfer in. Oh!
What is that still
Mud
rolling?
plug.
Is that what it is? Still rolling down the backstretch as we stand to the green flag with 8 laps to go for complete here in this B-Main. Spencer Smolders edges ahead of Cameron. He's got the lead down in 3. Then it's Cameron, Bleach, Wirt, Ferguson, and that 98 machine of Mayu.
And Mayu's got a little bit of breathing room, but watch out, Casey Huffman with a head of steam. He's got some speed out of that race car this year.
This time by will be halfway home under the flag stand of Carter Long, as Spencer Smolders leads the way over Cameron. Hoffman trying to close the gap right now on Mayu for that 6th position.
He's getting there. I think I can. Casey Huffman right up to the back end of Mayu. We have just passed the midway point, so lots of racing time left to go in this one.
Huffman steps it out just a little wide in corner number 4. Now he's got Ben Cameron to his inside of the 18 machine. 3-car battle for that final transfer spot. Cameron slipped in there now.
Cameron has that position, sort of came in and snookered Casey Huffman, and don't look now, but here's Kyle Anderson, the 43. Remember how good he was in his qualifying.
Smolders up front, Nick Cameron, then it's Zach Bleach, Kyle Wirt, Logan Ferguson. That's a 5-car breakaway. They're all transferred cars. The battle right now is what we're watching. Casey Huffman trying to get by that 18 machine of Ben Cameron. Here he comes to the inside. This is for the transfer spot.
How about Calvin Fox in the 93 coming out of the C-Main? He's up there battling for a transfer position.
See if he can make his way from the C into the A. He's charging hard here to the inside of Kyle Andrus, but the lap counter not in his favor right now as it's 2 laps left to go.
Clinton Nichols.
Mobile 1 white flag is out. Here comes the challenge. Smolders has the lead over Cameron, Bleach, Wirt, and Logan Ferguson. It's door to door right now for that final transfer spot. Huffman holds it down. Cameron's to the inside, and here comes Fox from the C-Main trying to make a race of it.
Spencer Smolders out in front. He's going to take the checkered flag and the win. Nick Cameron going to come home second. Zach Bleach, Kyle Wirt, Logan Ferguson. Who's going to take the 6th spot? It's Ben Cameron in the 18.
Wow, what a race to the finish, even in the B-Main. Oh, a plume of smoke out of the 18. Ben Cameron, the final transfer car. And how about the run by Calvin Fox from the C-Main? Started 19th, got up to the 8th position. And I think maybe if he'd had a few more laps, he would have had a chance to challenge there for that final transfer spot. So we'll figure out those provisionals on lock and load the starting lineup for tonight's Northern Thunderstock Nationals, brought to you by Middleport Mechanical Heating and Cooling. I want to thank them for their sponsorship of this first ever event as we get ready for some more hot laps for our crate sprint car division. We'll take this opportunity to take a quick break. We'll be right back on G-Force TV.
Lockhart's Odyssey is BRP's newest marine dealer for the legendary Alumacraft fishing boats, the luxurious Manitous, and the affordable Sea-Doo Switch pontoons. Come aboard our new outdoor showroom, located here in Cortland at Lockhart's Odyssey, your BRP superstore.
Are you looking to sell or fix your car? You can do it all with Kenny U-Pull. Whether it's running or not, we pay you top cash on the spot. We'll even tow your car off your lot. Need parts? Our yards have over 25,000 cars ready to be stripped and over 10 million car parts ready to be pulled. Find what you need at a fraction of the manufacturer's price. Fix it or sell it with Kenny. Visit KennyUpull.com today.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. Keep a juice box cold? Can do. I'm out of here.
Back at Oshwegan Speedway, John Verney loops it around during this hot lap session for the Crate Sprint Cars in preparation for tomorrow night's third annual running of the Northern Crate Nationals. We'll have it here live on G-Force TV. Make sure you join us here in person, though. What a fantastic weekend this is, and the weather is going to be wonderful all weekend long, so come and join us in person. Crate sprints tomorrow night, along with the 360 sprints doing their twin 15s, locking two drivers into Saturday night's show. Thunderstocks and mini stocks also on the card. No points on the line. A fun night of racing for them, but they'll run full programs. And then on Saturday night, the crates on the 360s. Of course, the 360s running for $30,000 to win. Over $100,000 is the purse. $2,000 just to start the A-Main. That's more than most will win on a regular feature event. So that's all coming up Saturday night in the Northern Sprint Car Nationals. All brought to you by Nitro 54 Varieties, Sitting Bull Tire, and Aero Express, along with Riverside Bait and Tackle. Want to thank everyone that's been a part of this great weekend. Just kicking off here with night number one. Again, hot laps for the crates, and Brett Stratford quick again. No surprise there.
And that purse is very much to be determined, because there is quite often some last-minute donations and sponsorships, so we'll keep everyone posted. But we know it'll be a minimum of $30,000 to the winner.
Keegan Baker quickest now in this hot lap session. Does he have to come up with a feature win in the crate sprints, but he's right there, and he's right on that cusp. Kind of like what we saw with Lance Erskine maybe last year, right? So I expect Keegan's going to be to a Lance Erskine position next year, where Lance this year challenged for the championship, challenged regularly for feature wins. And that's kind of the progression. I think we're going to see the same of the 16X of Keegan Baker. 1/10 of a second quicker than Brett Stratford, the champion of 2024.
And it seems like the track is slowing down even since this session started.
Checkered flag out.
Great opportunity. One of the only opportunities throughout the year for these drivers to actually have open practice sessions that are longer than 2 laps at a time.
Yeah, a normal night. You come to the start of the evening, have a quick green-white checker hot lap session, and then get right into your heat race. But tonight, 3 8-lap practice sessions. Here's the general Lee Lattiser, champion down at Brockville, Ontario Speedway for the 2nd year in a row. Mark Saperna right behind him in the M52. Ken Hamilton out there in the 69K. Melissa Miller in the 38. Connor Ross. Oh, I know who you're going to be watching this entire session.
I will try to watch, try to keep it profesh.
Guy Goslin in the 93. Tyler Willard in the 777. Logan Schwedick in the 53. And 4-barrel Daryl Peltier. There's Connor there. We caught a glimpse of him on screen. Carter Long throws the green flag, 8 laps. These crate sprints. Mark Saperna had a great run down to Brighton Speedway on Labor Day weekend.
He sure did.
No problems for Daryl Peltier. Slow around the bottom in the 4B. Not sure what's gone wrong there, but he just not up to speed, pacing around the bottom.
Yeah, never did. I thought he might just be waiting for something to pick it up out there, but something amiss on the Daryl Peltier 4B for certain. Guy Goslin in a battle with Tyler Willard in that 7 machine. Logan Schwedick right behind them.
Now, when years gone by for this practice session, there has been times where teams have put somebody else behind the wheel. I don't know if that was allowed this weekend or not, but that might be the case where Daryl's got someone else feeling out the car here and just getting a chance to be behind the wheel of the crate sprint.
You know, if someone can send some word down to the track and tell Connor he's allowed to keep it a little farther from the wall than he is. There's a lot of racetrack out there.
He's watched Kyle Larson too much. Kyle likes it right out, tight to the wall. Oh, one around Ken Hamilton. And Melissa Miller is going to spin to avoid. That gets your heart rate up?
You know what? I have a ton of confidence in having watched him last year. He ran one night here where he didn't qualify. Then he ran Humberstone where he had a pretty solid run. I've got a ton of confidence in his ability, but it doesn't matter because even the best crash.
Yep.
So I'm happy for him. Glad he's out there doing what he's doing. That session was better. I looked around, looked at other things.
Now, is he actually... No, he doesn't have a transponder tonight, does he?
No.
No. So Melissa Miller will be a quick spin around there. Same for Ken Hamilton, and we'll finish off this hot lap session. As I believe they have two laps left for this group. I see another group pacing around there on the back stretch. And then we'll also have some hot laps for the 360s before we go into our 2 main events for the night. The ROC Race to Champion Sportsman, 25 laps, and then the Northern Thunderstock Nationals, 35 laps, $5,000 to the winner here tonight.
How much fun is that going to be?
Big deal, and you've qualified just the 30 top cars, and with 50 here tonight, you're going to have the cream of the crop. The other 6 spots that did not make it through the B-Main will be the top 6 in passing points from the heat. So there might be some names we weren't thinking of that will make it in based on their passing points.
We're going to find out. Checkered flag flies over this session.
So 360s are up next. That's it for the crates. Bring out the 360s for 2 or 3 more 8-lap sessions, depending on how many cars have stuck around to run all 3. Davey Franick first out. Dylan Westbrook. These will be some of the top contenders on Saturday night for the big paycheck. J.J. Hickel is out there in the 67X. Here's Davey Franick. Dylan Westbrook right behind him. Kelsey Ivy's looking more and more comfortable with every practice session here. J.J. Hickel in the Hills Racing Town Line Variety 67X. Jesse Costa, second place in crate points this season. Corey Turner in the 17X. Ashton Van Every, the rookie, in the 360s. Alex Terrian in the 21 and Jordan Poirier in the 28. Some of the heavy hitters on Saturday night here in this hot lap session. Pre-entry list for Saturday night, 48 cars.
And I believe we have cars here tonight that are not on that pre-entry list.
So we will no doubt hopefully get over the 50-car mark for Saturday's $30,000 to win Northern Sprint Car Nationals.
Look at J.J. Hickel right up there on the cushion.
We're just watching that as the track will get a little bit wider here, I think, through this hot lap session. Hickel is on it in that 67X.
And drivers who are regulars here at Ohsweken will not like the way that cushion is built up, just because they're not used to it.
Right now, Dylan Westbrook putting down the fastest lap of the 13.952.
Watching Hickel battle with Kelsey Ivy there. It wasn't a very lengthy battle, but he made a move to the inside past Kelsey Ivy. Kelsey fighting back. But Hickel just too strong, although Dylan Westbrook with the fastest lap of this session.
Hickel right behind him, 14.034. Davey Franick, no surprise, there in the third spot. Corey Turner and Jordan Poirier, the top 5.
Jordan Poirier and Alex Terrian playing around there at the exit of turn number 2. A couple of French-Canadian hot shoes.
White flag out on this hot lap session for the 360s. Another group of them over on the warm-up track ready to come out. As the checkered flag flies, another 8 laps off the board for the 360s. That was their final hot lap session for these drivers. Carter Long has the yellow flag out. So Dylan Westbrook and J.J. Hickel, exact same times, 13.952. First lap for Dylan, 6th lap for J.J. Hickel. Jordan Poirier, Corey Turner, Davey Franick, top 5 in the hot lap session. Kelsey Ivy right there in 6th. Alex Terrian 7th. 8th was Jesse Costa. 9th, Ashton Van Every.
One more session yet to come, and then it's going to be time for our Race of Champions Sportsman Shootout.
Dale Goslin making his way out in the 3G. Todd Hoddick right behind him in the 94 machine. Mike Bowman, last year's winner of the Nationals. Last year's winner of almost everything.
Right.
Matthew Barjay making his jump up to the 360s, and he's been quick here tonight. Jared Horseman, always fast. Driver out of Cloverdale, Ohio. And I think that's it. Of course, we lost Nick Sheridan earlier on in the night with the motor issues.
Track not nearly as crowded in this session, so not as much battling going on, but drivers able to get a feel for their race car and play around in just about every groove out there.
Jared Horseman takes his car to the pit area. Right now, Matthew Barjay quickest out of this group, and he slots in 8th with all the drivers from the previous group.
Yeah, Mike Bowman unable to crack the top 10. Matthew Barjay just jumped up to the 3rd spot. Two more laps to go in this session. And then it's going to be time for Race of Champions Sportsman Modified action.
Todd Hoddick, one of our semi-regulars in the 94, makes the visit multiple times through the year. Across the pond. Oval 1 white flag out on this final hot lap session for the 360s. This will be their last track time until tomorrow night. The Twin 15s. Matthew Barjay, last one to come across the stripe, and that concludes hot laps for the 360s. ROC Sportsman in the chute, ready to go for their 25-lap main event here tonight. 22 cars in total, rolling onto the speedway.
Here's how they're going to line up. On the pole from Wayne Fleet, the 15 is Adam Leslie. Starting second from Port Colborne, the 5S is Matt Sharp. Third from Niagara Falls, the 78 junior is Nigel Pentecoski. Fourth out of Ridgeway, the 3N is Noah Mamo. Starting fifth from Fort Erie, the 185, Brad Rouse. Starting sixth from St. Catharines in the 7 is Cody McPherson. Starting 7th from St. Catharines, the 72 is James Friesen. Starting 8th from Port Colborne, the 99P Junior, Mateo Panante. Starting 9th from St. Catharines in the 41, it's Boyd McTavish. And rounding out the top 10 from Thorold, the 20 is Scott Wood. Starting 11th from Port Colborne in the 12 is Jacob Chevalier. Starting 12th from Port Robinson, the 108 is Bill Bleach. 13th from Oshwegan, the 108X is Glenn Stiers. 14th from Bloomfield, the 11 is Dan Ferguson. 15th from St. Catharines, the 28 is Mitch Dumont. 16th from Thorold, the 13M is Daniel McKay. Starting 17th from Chippewa, the 22 is Terry Smith. 18th from Picton, the 91 is Craig Handley. 19th in the 10 from Port Colborne is Dave Small. 20th from Thorold, the 96 is Tyler LaFantasy. 21st from Wolf Island, the 39 is Corey Lambert. And rounding out the field from Stevensville, the 25 is Chris Hawkins.
Ready to go through the Cargo East start zone. Double greens in the air from Carter Long. We're on at 25 laps of distance for the Race of Champions Sportsmen. They're already 3 wide.
Adam Leslie around the bottom, but Matt Sharp with a better run on the high side. Sharp takes the lead into turn number 3. Leslie fights back on the bottom, and it'll be Matt Sharp leading lap 1.
Leslie back there in that second position. Riding the bottom, Pendakowski on the outside. Brad Rouse to the bottom. And Cody McPherson right now riding in the 5th spot. One up into the wall in the backstretch. Dan Ferguson, he'll regather some speed into 3.
Made some contact with Boyd McTavish just ahead of them. Glenn Stiers and Scott Wood duking it out for position deep in the top 10. A couple of them go around in turn 2. Nice job by everybody to avoid them. That's Pendakowski, and I believe Noah Mamo up there spun around.
Mamo easily able to refire and get turned back around. Now Pendakowski is going to do the same. That'll put us under the Dixieland Grill caution for the first time in this 25-lap main event for the Race of Champions Sportsmen.
Looks like both drivers able to refire. They'll be lined up at the tail end of the field. Doesn't appear to be any significant damage to either of those race cars.
Lineup is good. They're being told to double it up.
Two laps down, 23 laps to go.
Matt Sharp on the outside is the leader. Adam Leslie. Second spot on the inside of the Cargo Ease restart zone we go. Green flag goes up in the air. Sharp on the high side. Leslie, now Cody McPherson's going to make it 3 wide. Shoots through the middle, down the back stretch. They go into 3.
Got pretty skinny down there. I'm not sure Adam Leslie knew they were 3 wide until he noticed it was Cody McPherson and not Sharp in that 5 that was on the outside of him.
Cody, no stranger to Ohsweken Speedway. Got his start in the Thunderstocks here many moons ago, and here he is out in front over Sharp. Brad Rouse now to the outside of Adam Leslie, put him into the top 3.
Sharp now, we got one around in turn 2. That's Corey Lambert.
And you're right, I was thinking of Hill Island. I had to look at it's been so long, but I crossed every Saturday night at Hill Island in Gananoque. Wolf Island is down closer to Kingston. You are correct. I mean, I've been in this area now for 21 years. And I don't go home very often. So.
We used to rent a cottage every year on Wolf Island.
Beautiful cruise down there, Thousand Islands, especially in the fall. That's the time to go. Over to Bolt Castle.
Yep. Had never got lived in.
No, I can't remember the story behind that, but yeah, he was building it, I think, for his wife, and then she passed away. Yeah, DJ Darren filling us in there. She passed away, and that was the rest of the story. And he never went back, yeah. I mean, that would be hard. You're building it for her, and then she passed away. But big part of the Thousand Islands tour down there. Beautiful region down there, especially around Brockville, Cornwall, when you're traveling down there to racetracks, and spent many a night camp down right on Morristown, down in that area, right on the St. Lawrence Seaway as well. Just watching the big ships come in on the Seaway is fantastic at nighttime with the campfire.
It used to bother me so much because my mother could hear the ships when they were way off. You couldn't see them yet, but she could hear them. And I guess it was just this low drone vibration. And it used to make me so mad that I couldn't hear them. I'd have to wait until they actually came into sight.
Yeah. Brockville, of course, they still have their Fall Nationals in mid-October. BrockvilleSpeedway.com if you're interested. Plenty of great modified racing that weekend. A number of these drivers, I'm sure, will be down there for the Sportsman division both nights. A week after Super Dirt Week. Hard to believe we're almost there.
It absolutely is. Cody McPherson going to bring us back to green. Brad Rouse, the driver, has been on the move. James Friesen up there into the top 5. Do any of them have anything for Cody McPherson?
Green light's back on. Sharp and Rouse now side by side for the second spot. Put Leslie back to third, and here comes JMF. James Michael Friesen to the inside of Leslie, trying to find some room. Oh, they made contact. Friesen got the worst of it. He'll drop a couple of spots.
Does a nice job to not tag that inside wall in 3 and 4. Out in front, Cody McPherson, but Brad Rouse just a couple of car lengths off the back bumper of that number 7. They're pulling away from Matt Sharp in third.
Leslie holding down fourth right now over Bleach. Friesen now under attack from Wood in the 20 machine. Right behind that, you've got Panunte and Stiers side by side, and Ferguson and McTavish. Those two have been tied at the hip since the drop of the green. Oh, Friesen again, this time up high in 1 and 2, loses a couple spots.
He'll come back on the track right beside Glenn Stiers, try to drive it deep into 3 and 4, but out in front, it is all Cody McPherson. Brad Rouse running in the second spot, but McPherson.
Oh, man. There goes Friesen again, off 1 and 2, and into the backstretch wall, I think that time. Now he's got a slow for Hanley in the 91. Hanley gets it gathered back up.
Yeah, I don't know what Hanley just bounced over. It was like he drove over something on the track and the car hopped, but there was nothing to hop over. James Michael Friesen with his hands full of ill-handling race car. We got one slow up on the outside of turn number 2, but I believe he'll be able to limp that off to the pits.
Time by LaFantasy heading to the pit area. It's all Cody McPherson now. Finally, James Michael Friesen rolling to a stop here. Very slow on the front stretch, and he seems intent on bringing out the caution flag here. Not going to pull it to the infield. And that puts us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. That was a wild 3 or 4 laps for JMF.
Yeah, the right front didn't look flat, but something did look amiss on the front end of that 72 machine. 10 laps into a 25-lap race, 15 laps to go. Let's have a look at a replay of James Michael Friesen get up off the racetrack in turn 1.
Did it twice in a row and then touches the backstretch wall, and then there's the oopsie-daisy with Craig Hanley.
It almost looks to me like the front axle is twisted in the car. But that wouldn't make sense because everything would be bound up.
There's LaFantasy.
T. Watt back there driving the four-wheeler. Looks like he's going to give LaFantasy a push back to his pit area.
So we got one coming back. I think it's maybe GMF. He's trying to get around the Thunderstocks on the outside of the warm-up track. They're coming back to the green flag through the Cargo Ease restart zone. Whoever it is better get on the pedal. Oh, no, sorry, that's Corey Lambert. Oh, Bleach and Sharp side by side through 2. Close racing down there. It's all Cody McPherson right now. Sharp and Rouse in a good battle. Bleach has been hanging around the top, as has the 20 of Wood. And now Glenn Stiers has worked his way into the mix.
Adam Leslie has moved up to the high side in that 15 machine. See if he can make any progress up there. But yeah, Glenn Stiers right in this battle as well. Second all the way back to about 10th.
Michael Friesen is back on track. He's right in front of the leader, Cody McPherson.
Well, remember, points are on the line. This is a points championship. Coming down to the wire here.
McPherson, Sharp, and Rouse. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, Corey Lambert.
Corey Lambert was up out of shape on the outside of 1 and 2, and the correct thing at that point would have been to turn into the pits because he was not going to make that corner, and he tried to stay on the racetrack. And, well, he stayed on the racetrack.
So with that caution flag, James Michael Friesen did make it back out, but he was a lap down already, so he is not going to be in contention here for the win. Now, I don't know ROC rules. Do they give a lap back into the caution? I'm
not sure if they do or not.
Nonetheless, he is a lap down. McPherson, Sharp, Rouse, top 3. Then it's Wood and Bleach. Leslie, Stiers, Panante, Chevalier, and Ferguson, your top 10 now. As the rescue team there to talk to Corey Lambert. Clint?
Yeah, Lambert's got the broken front shock off here, and you can see he broke this off. This is the suspension, bent the nose back a bit too, so that's the issue here for Lambert. Guys, we'll get him a quick hook and send him on his way.
Tough night for Lambert, and what I believe has been his first voyage here to Ohsweken Speedway.
Yeah, had his hands full all night long with a car that wasn't handling the greatest. Unfortunately, his night's going to wind up with him on the hook.
Did you see who's prowling around the bottom of corner number 2? At the ready. Uncle Ziggy.
Oh,
Pizzeria.
the spatula. Zig's Pizzeria. Can we decal these tractors up?
Even after Friday night, I was talking to McLean, my son, after the race, who's down in the infield. He doesn't listen to us. He can't hear us. And he said, boy, Zinger sure was ready at the bit, like chomping at the bit to go scoop up whoever he could, even when it wasn't needed. And, he's excited about the new tool. The K spatula.
Well, they built a second one, guys, so we have 2 tractors
nice.
geared up and ready to go like that.
Nice. Maybe Case will put these things into production. Add it to their line, their fall line of tractors.
Well, they really
the
should.
Spatula edition.
Think of all the uses. I mean, I don't know if there are any uses, but I want you to think of some.
Cow patty, says Darren. Oh, those are some big ones. Be a great way to get a refrigerator to a second-story unit at an apartment, though, wouldn't it? Tip it into the window. All right, coming back to the green flag, McPherson, Sharp, Rouse, Wood now up in the top 4. Bleach. And Adam Leslie back to the 6th spot. Glenn's right there in the 7th spot, looking good in the 108X. Back to the green we go.
Brad Rouse gets into a bump. That opens the inside for Zach Bleach.
Real comers and
We'll
goers here.
we'll call him Bill Bleach for the rest of this race, though.
Stiers and Wood down there in corner number 1. Wood got all the way sideways. Brad Rouse, something broke on that machine, and he's going to come up limp on the outside of corner number 2. And that'll put us back into the Dixieland Girl Caution flag.
There was a lot going on prior to that caution.
So Brad Rouse goes to the pit area. Drivers being called to go single file here so they can start sort out the running order. There was a lot to unpack there in that restart. Oh, Jacob Chevalier now down to the inside. Down to the infield, and he'll come up lane.
It looks like he pulled the steering wheel off immediately.
That's what I thought.
So I believe he's going to need a tow to get back to the pits.
Well, the right front is pointed inwards. I wonder what the left front's doing.
I'll bet you Clint's about to tell us.
Yep. Jack's on the scene with the camera.
Looks all right to me, guys. I don't see what the problem is here.
Clint, he came to a stop, and immediately it looked like he took his steering wheel off. Clint's going to stick his head in there, find out what's going on.
Says got no rear drive, so he needs a shove into the pits, guys. Thinks it might be something in the drive line. And yeah, here's some fluid out the back end, so looks like they took out the rear end of this car.
What a great card count for a Thursday night show. Clint, talk about how this show came together with the Race Champion Sportsman Division.
They got rained out there back in August, and we had Steve Sterling from Sterling Lubricants, and he really wanted to get this race in, and we said, well, we do have a Thursday program we're putting together. We're a little bit later than we'd like to be right now, but we'll make this one work. And it was actually Greg who talked me into the Thunderstocks, because I was going to do a Run What You Brung race, and I think the Thunderstocks is a lot more fitting, Greg, so good call on that one.
Back we go to the green flag. It's been all Cody McPherson so far, but Bleach on the outside. He'll take a charge on that run into corner number 1, and McPherson will just pull away again down the backstretch.
Bill Bleach going to drive deep to the inside. Scott Wood there as well. Glenn Steyer's in tow, running in the 4th spot. 5th to Adam Leslie.
Yeah, Glenn's got a fantastic run going right now. He's watching this battle between Wood and Bleach right in front of him. Pentecoski right behind Steyer's. Caught the wall down in corner number 1. Gathers it back up. He stays just ahead of Adam Leslie.
Battle on the racetrack for the 2nd spot. Heats up still. Bill Bleach has it. Scott Wood looking to the inside. They'll race down the back straightaway. Wood just off the back bumper of Bleach as they drive into the 3rd turn.
It's all McPherson right now at this point, but not over till it's over. Bleach showing he's got a fast car trying to get free of Wood. Wood riding in the 3rd spot. Steyer solidly in position 4. Then it's Pentecoski now into the 5th position as Adam Leslie's faded back a little bit. Dan Ferguson's making some moves. He's up to the 7th spot.
Scott Wood takes over that 2nd spot from Bill Bleach.
I think we answered the question on James Michael Friesen. He did get the lap back. He's running in the 9th spot.
How much farther can he get up through the field? And don't look now, but Brad Rouse is knocking on the door of the top 10 after going to the pits.
He's to the inside of Matteo Panante. He'll take the spot down the back stretch and set his sights on James Michael Friesen. They're chasing down Dan Ferguson in that 7th position.
Rouse working the bottom of the racetrack, comes up off the corner all the way to the wall, then carves that car all the way back to the inside wall down into turn 3.
Caution flag. We've got one stopped on the outside of corner number 1.
Ooh. Daniel McKay with all sorts of smoke filling that cockpit, or steam rather.
Puts us back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. And Daniel gets a push by the Kenny U-Pull push trucks. Haven't really needed them tonight with just hot laps for sprint cars. Kenny U-Pull gang.
We always need them.
Well, we always need them, but we haven't needed their services as much tonight. Coming back to the Mobile One white flag. Scott Wood on the outside in that second spot on this restart.
21 laps in, 4 laps remain. Glenn Steyer's giving Scott Wood some support.
He's like, get up there. Start even with him.
Glenn's still got some fire in his belly for this sport.
He's going to push him all the way into one, right into the lead. Oh, they're all pushing back there. Look at Pentecoski in the back end of Bleach. Here they go to the green flag again.
All that buildup and the fireworks didn't happen.
No, they didn't. It's all Cody McPherson once again. 3 laps left to go for him over Scott Wood. Bill Bleach, Nigel Pentecoski, and now it's Adam Leslie side by side with Glenn Steyers for the 5th position. Brad Rouse, James Michael Friesen now knocking on the door of a top 5.
2 laps to go this time for Cody McPherson out in front. The drivers to watch are Brad Rouse and James Michael Friesen. Where does their charge end? Friesen up on the high side, Brad Rouse down low as Friesen swings to the outside of Glenn Steyers. That's for the 5th spot.
Mobile One white flag out for Cody McPherson. Dominant throughout this one. Wood is right there behind him. The battles for the 3rd spot as they go down the back stretch the final time.
Through 3 and 4 one last time. Cody McPherson can see the checkered flags in the air. McPherson to the win. Scott Wood second. Bill Bleach rounds out the top 3.
Nigel Pentecoski to 4th. And how about the comeback by James Michael Friesen to the 5th spot? Glenn Steyers 6th. 7th, Adam Leslie. 8th is Brad Rouse. 9th, Mitch Dumont. And Terry Smith completes the top 10. Dan Ferguson around in corner number 4. Had a top 10 run going. But nonetheless, Cody McPherson is going to find his way in Slack Lumber victory lane. Scott Wood and Bill Bleach, 2nd and 3rd. Cody, longtime runner here in the Thunderstock division. And, boy, he's done about all you can now in the Sportsman division as Lone Wolf fireworks light up the sky. Cody McPherson with another Sportsman win here at the Big O. Getting the helmet off, about to climb out of the Lucky 7. 3rd career Oshwegan Speedway win in the Dirt Sportsman.
I still say, does he look like Travis Kelce? Maybe, maybe not. But Taylor Swift.
Here he comes. Sorry, Adam. I thought you were talking to my ear, not on the air. Here he comes, Cody McPherson in the Slack Lumber victory lane. We'll ask Cody that. They're giving the old "Where's your girlfriend?" and Travis Kelce story. How many times did you hear that lately, Cody?
Quite a bit, actually. She didn't believe me at first when I told her. Someone told me that, and every week since she's heard it. So, I'm the Walmart version, I guess, of Travis.
Let's talk about your drive here, Code. This season has been fantastic for this Lucky 7 car. Welcome back to Oshwegan Slack Lumber Victory Lane, and where are you headed for the postseason?
Yeah, I love coming here. Maybe you guys can add us, 4 or 5 times next year. But yeah, we got a lot of racing. We start going down the road, following the tour. Unfortunately, we were in the hunt, leading the ROC points, but we had to miss last Sunday, so that's a bummer. But to pick up a couple wins on it, and thank the Scott and Nikki family for putting it on, and Oshwegan for having us, and all my sponsors. Rick Belante, Willard Concrete and Trucking, C. McPherson Junior Trucking, Alliance Tire, Beaverlock Farms, Right Choice Auto Leisure. Beaver Lock Farm. Summertime, Hitchman Trailers, my girlfriend, my kids, my parents, everyone that helps.
Right on, Cody McPherson, your winner here tonight. We'll get over to talk to Scott Wood. Scott, back to the Sportsman to dabble and have some fun. Looking pretty good out here, 2nd place tonight.
Very competitive class. It was. You really got to be on your game to run with these fellas. They're on the money.
Looking good, Scott. Congrats.
Thank you.
Scott Wood will be 2nd. Billy Bleach will be 3rd. And we'll get a word with the champion, James Michael Friesen, just a minute. Billy, good run for you here tonight. Third, Glenn had a good run. Both your cars near the top 5 tonight.
Yeah, got to thank Glenn Stiers and obviously Chantal for the opportunity to drive these things and for him to jump in and have fun. And I look over on the yellow, who's beside me waving, so it was a good night for us.
Right on. Bill Bleach third. Scott Wood second, and your winner, Cody McPherson. We'll get over here and talk to James Michael Friesen, the Race of Champions Dirt Sportsman 2024 champ. You know, James, pretty neat that you jumped up to modify, but you're still able to dabble in the ROC Sportsman here, a class you had a lot of success in. 2024 champ. Congrats. What does it mean?
It means a lot. It means even though we had this car kind of on the back burner, that we know it's still a good piece. But I got to thank my crew. They got me out here with that right front flat, kept me on the lead lap, obviously, and that's kind of what solidified this. So I got to thank Gord, Rob, Corey, Ron, T-Mac, all the guys. This one's for them.
Right on. James Michael Friesen, the 2024 Race of Champions Series champ. And we will take one quick short break and be right back here to give you the starting lineup for the first ever Thunderstock Nationals, brought to you by Middleport Mechanical here at Ohsweken Speedway.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Watch out. When you're out there, there's honestly no thinking. You just react. These cars are just savage. I'm just trying to get comfortable in being uncomfortable.
Introducing the Fleet lineup by CargoEase. Our commercial and Titan Series slide come with weight capacities of 1,500 to 3,000 pounds and features HDPE Ultra Ply Deck, a 1/4-inch rubber mat, 8-inch aluminum side rails, a patented spring release T-handle, and L-hook fasteners. This is the CargoEase Fleet lineup.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway, ready for the main event, the Northern Thunderstock Nationals. 35 laps the distance.
Here's how they're going to line up. Starting 30th, the 22C is Chris Crow, and 29th, the 57 is Clinton Nichols.
28th starting spot, the 76J, Mike Jones. 27th, the Andrew Mayu, car number 98.
And 26 is Kyle Anderson, the 43. 25th, the 13 is Casey Huffman.
Rolling off 24th, Ben Cameron in the 18. Logan Ferguson starts 23rd in the 88L.
22nd, Kyle Wirt in the 19. 21st in the 108 is Zach Bleach.
Starting 20th, Nick Cameron in the 81. 19th, Spencer Spolders in the 21.
Adam Plaza going to start 18th in the 41. The 23 of Trevor DeBoer is 17th.
Starting 16th in car number 8, Ryan Denning. 15th in the 10, it's Carter Rhodes.
14th in the 32, it's Mark Fawcett. 13th, the 1J is Jason Fontaine.
12th position in the 427, Tim Phelan. 11th, Sean Gregory in car 1.
Starting 10th, the 26G is Brock Gregory. And 9th, the 84RK, Ryan Beagle.
Lining up 8th, Mike Thorne in the 55, and in 7th, Tyler French in the 0.
6th is Mike Lazinga, the 93K. The 03 is Justin Ramsey.
Starting 4th, Pete Reed in the 05. 3rd, Ron Logie in the 97.
Now your front row starting in 2nd. The 99 is Rob Murray, and your pole sitter in the 49, Dave Bailey.
They are 4 wide and fancy for you, the fans. Wave them on. The first ever Northern Thunderstock Nationals here at the Big O. And as is Nationals weekend tradition, they're going to go 5 wide this time as they head down the backstretch, wave these drivers on. $5,000 to the winner. All right, front stretch one more time. They're 5 wide. Give them a wave. They'll be waving back at you as they follow the Strickland pace truck, ready to do battle for the biggest payday of the year. Dave Bailey on the pole for this one, courtesy of winning the pole dash. His arch nemesis on Friday nights, Ryan Beagle, starts in the 9th position. Mobile 1 white flag goes up in the air.
35 laps the distance. The heavy hitters at the front of this one. Dave Bailey in the 49, Rob Murray in the 99.
Strickland GMC pace truck pulling off on the backstretch. Dave Bailey, Rob Murray on the front row. Carter Long, double greens in hand. Ladies and gentlemen, you came looking for a show. Well, here you go. Let's end all the anticipation as we bring to you our feature presentation.
Good clean start. Dave Bailey going to lead the way down the back straightaway. Rob Murray settles into the 2nd spot ahead of Ron Logie and Pete Reed racing side by side for 3rd.
3 and 4 wide throughout the field. Oh, Kyle Wirt has a handful in the 19 machine about mid-pack. He'll gather it back up. Up in front, good little battle for the 4th position as Pete Reed and Justin Ramsey go door to door.
Right behind them is Tyler French in the 0. Mike Lazinga in the 93.
Oh, contact. Mike Thorne gets a bit of a shot in the driver's side door from Sean Gregory in the 1. They stay clean and green.
Out in front, Dave Bailey extending his advantage over the 99 of Rob Murray. Ron Logie looking for racing room on the inside. Can't quite make a move on the 99 machine for 2nd.
Stout equipment throughout the field in this one. We've got one coming apart at the back of the pack. Clinton Nichols in the 57. He'll pull it to the infield.
There is fluid all over the racetrack coming off of turn number 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there is. Down here on the front stretch, and we got cars going around. Mike Klazinga loops it around, and thankfully he was the only one, and he was able to keep going. 93K is being told he will get his spot back. And there you see the fluid underneath the 57 of Clinton Nichols.
Man, we've had a couple of oil downs here tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a stream of fluid here from about the midpoint of turn 3 and 4. Right in the upper groove all the way around here, so we'll take a moment here to get this one cleaned up. I'm not sure if you guys got the memo or not, because I was doing other things, but we'll be checker flagging this at 10:55 because of curfew issues.
Yep. And by design, Clinton, I don't think it's unfair to say you wanted this show done by 10 o'clock. We knew Thursday night, but being the inaugural event like this, and you have to do it. You have to play it out to understand how the timing will work. And all of our intentions were good to keep things early tonight.
Yeah, I'm disappointed we're going this late for sure. We're not trying to beat up the neighborhood any more than we do weekly. Our final bit of noise will make this season for them, though, this weekend. But we will be courteous for the kids. Got to go to school. We'll close it down at 10:55 here tonight. So hopefully we can get this rolling. If everything goes well, all the parameters show we can make the race work in that time period.
Absolutely. No more oil downs will help with that. I can't remember a night where we've used this much oil dry.
No, it's been an odd one tonight for oil dry, that's for sure. Everything cleaned up, though. We'll get the cars to run through this a few more times and then get things locked and loaded again with 3 on the board.
So have a look at the front of this field. Dave Bailey, who races here, races Merrittville. He'll race everywhere. Rob Murray, a Merrittville competitor. Ron Logie, an Ohsweken competitor. Justin Ramsey, a Brighton competitor. Pete Reed, a Merrittville competitor. And say all that as you go on back all the way through the top 10. It's an even smattering from different racetracks and different areas around Ontario.
This division very equal when you go to some of the dual on the dirt combined events as well, where it's not always the home track regulars that beat up on the out-of-towners like it used to be in years gone by. It's very even. And there's been enough of these combined races. The drivers know each other. They know the tracks. And that's why this event works so well.
So we'll bring them back to green flag. 3 laps in the books. 32 laps still to go in the Thunderstock Nationals. Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock Nationals.
Back to the Cargo Ease restart zone we go. Dave Bailey hits the throttle, and we're back at it. They're already 3 and 4 wide.
Down into turn number 3, Bailey leading the way down on the bottom, but Rob Murray keeping pace this time. Up on the high side in that 99, Bailey with the lead, but by less than a car length over Murray.
Logie and Ramsey side by side right now for the 3rd position. Ramsey's had it wound up on the outside line, as does Mike Klazinga. Seems to be creating some progress for both of those drivers, as well as the 26 of Gregory. Brock Gregory up there. Fontaine.
Problem for Logan Ferguson in the 88 and for Andrew Mayu in the 98. I was watching one car off the pace on the screen and another car off the pace out the window.
Ferguson had heavy damage to the front end of that car prior to going back to the green flag, so maybe a possible overheating issue or something there for Logan.
With 6 laps in, the top 5 have strung themselves out through the field. Let's look at Ryan Beagle in the 84 machine. He is in a...
Oh, big crash here on the front stretch. Red flag is out. 3 cars, and you've got Casey Huffman launched up on the side of one of these cars. Wow. I just caught the end of that, but a wild one off of corner number 4. Ben Cameron, another car involved and still waiting to see. Is that Travis? No. I don't want to see it. Say until I see it.
That's Carter Rhodes.
Oh, Carter.
Carter Rhodes coming to rest upside down. The safety crew trying to figure out the best way to tackle the situation, making sure that nothing is going to ignite. They're out there with fire extinguishers.
And I didn't see what precipitated all of that. Just kind of caught it out of the corner of my eye as the 10 was going over and Casey Huffman was involved. Let's watch the wall cam replay.
Carter Rhodes went around and we'll have to have another look at that to see how it played out. But they're trying to get the Casey Huffman car lifted up enough that they can get Carter Rhodes turned back onto its wheels.
From the starter stand. Wow.
Couple of hard licks for the Carter Rhodes number 10 as they get Casey Huffman's car lifted up. Of course, Casey's still sitting strapped into that 13 machine. Okay, Carter Rhodes is out of that 10 car.
Yeah, you see him over there to the right of the screen and the A&W logo there on the back of the fire suit. That's Carter. He went to the left and then all the way to the right really quick. And then got hit and sent over, and Casey Huffman had nowhere to go.
All of his safety gear doing what it's meant to do. These race cars well designed, doing what they're meant to do.
Two pretty good angles on the replay. I think the flag stand probably showed us the best angle of. Maybe if we could see that slowed down one more time, just to. There's a lot to unpack on just watching Carter. He kind of zigged and zagged his way into that one. Let's watch this again.
It's off the very top right-hand corner of the screen.
Well, I didn't say 10
There we
o'clock.
go. Sideways.
Well, I said that at quarter
There was a little bit of contact between Ben Cameron and Carter Rhodes. They sort of both got sideways at the same time, both spun the wrong way.
I already knew it. These guys with 20 grand on the line, you don't think there's going to be a bunch of huge wrecks?
Casey Huffman backing away.
There's Zigger.
Spatula City.
Oh, the drone. Oh, we'll really get to see how this closed up. Ah, there you go. 18 tap the 10. 10 turn spins, and Casey Huffman absolutely nowhere to go.
Well, that is not how Carter Rhodes wanted his week to go.
Main thing is that roll cage held up.
It did so.
That makes it a whole lot easier, though, doesn't it? Just scooping up. So we'll get the 18 machine here, I think, is ready to roll again on the front stretch. If he's able to continue on. Oh, the front end's got some damage he'll need to deal with. So Dave Hunsinger telling the 18 of Cameron that he's going to have to take that to the pit area and get the front bumper dealt with. And we'll get a good view here of Carter Rhodes, number 10.
Yeah, that was a hard shot from Casey Huffman on the right front passenger side door of that 10 machine. The boys will have some work to do getting that back together.
So cars being told that they can start rolling here, and they'll run them through some of this fluid and more speedy dry out there. Seven complete so far.
Dave Bailey continues to lead the way over Rob Murray in the 99, Justin Ramsey in the 03, Ron Logie in the 97, and Mike Lazinga in the 93K.
Field called to double it up. White flag this time by the starter stand, I believe is the plan. Carter brings it. The Mobile One white flag next time by. We'll be back at it. 28 laps left to settle this. $5,000 to the winner. So far, keeping an eye on Ryan Beagle. He hasn't been able to move forward. In fact, he's dropped back a row since the drop of the original green flag. A bit of work for him. The newly crowned champion.
Yeah, that's definitely unexpected, especially as the track starts to slick up just a little bit. That's when Ryan Beagle tends to excel, but Dave Bailey going to bring us to the Cargo Ease restart zone in that 49.
We go under the green flag. Murray, Logie, and Ramsey right now. That battle for the second spot right behind Dave Bailey.
Rob Murray really charged turn number 3, but couldn't keep his car down. The racetrack slid up. That allowed Ron Logie to get to the inside. Logie still trying to get traction down low. Make that move for the second spot.
Ben Cameron makes his way back out onto the racetrack. He was involved in that flip, so he is out just in front of the leaders, about a quarter of a track ahead of Dave Bailey. Bailey stretching his advantage right now for Rob Murray. And then you've got Ramsey, Logie, and Klazinga side by side. Thorne by himself, and 3 wide behind that with Fontaine, Gregory, Reed, and here comes Beagle through the middle, bouncing off cars.
4 wide, pardon me. It's my time. Ryan Beagle just passed 3 cars in that last lap, looking a little bit like a pinball as he did it.
That worked. Got himself up there inside the top 10 again. He must have been listening to us. If they're talking about me, it must be time to go. And that pack is still a mess behind him. He just kind of left it and said, see you later. You guys continue on.
Looks to the outside now. Mike Thorne in that 55 machine as they come off of turn number 4. Not quite enough room to do what he wanted to do.
Boy, Pete Reed almost ate the front stretch wall as he almost got hooked in the right rear there. Saves it. Nice bit of driving by the 05.
Justin Ramsey and Mike Klazinga have gotten around Rob Murray, so Ramsey up to the second spot. Klazinga running third. This could be his best race ever.
Ryan Beagle closing the gap now on Logie and Murray as he's gotten by Mike Thorne. Ramsey, Klazinga, they're the high side runners here in this one, in the 03 and the 93. They're second and third. Then you've got Logie, Murray, and Beagle is right there in the thick of their little battle for the 4th spot.
Once again, Beagle running out of racing room. He's kind of stuck behind Ron Logie and Rob Murray. He'll look to the inside of both of them at the exit of turn number 2.
He's going to get a run. Meanwhile, side by side for the second spot as well as Klazinga's moved down to the inside of Justin Ramsey. Beagle to the inside of Logie as they work it off of corner number 4.
It is not like Mike Klazinga to make moves on the inside, but he and Justin Ramsey running the same groove on the racetrack. He had to try something, so he'll drop to the bottom.
All the while, Dave Bailey is pulled ahead from these two battles that we're watching. Now Beagle breaks free of Logie, skates up the track, trying to close the gap on Ramsey and Klazinga for the runner-up position.
We're 15 laps in, 16 now, 19 laps remaining in this inaugural Thunderstock Nationals.
Bailey leads at the line. Ramsey, Klazinga, Beagle, Logie are top 5 now. Murray, Thorne, Fawcett, Fontaine, and Wirt complete the top 10. Bailey on cruise control, clear sailing, picking off slower traffic right now. He's got a straightaway advantage over this battle. Ramsey, Klazinga, Beagle.
Beagle's got to be screaming for a yellow flag right around now as he looks to the inside of Mike Klazinga down into turn number 3. He'll drive it deep on the bottom of the track.
Beagle on that restart was 11th. He's challenging now for the runner-up spot. He's worked by Klazinga. Now he's getting a run on Ramsey for the second position as they work down the backstretch into 3. Now, if he can clear Ramsey, does he have time? Is he gaining?
I don't think he has time to close that gap on Dave Bailey, but with a yellow flag, we would have a brand new race here.
Bailey across the stripe. 22 laps go up on the scoreboard. 13 remain. 6.7 seconds the gap between first and Ryan Beagle in second.
Mike Klazinga working on Justin Ramsey in that battle for the 3rd spot. What's Ben Cameron's role going to be in this battle?
Cameron's car is still running well after being in that big pile up off of corner 4. I think he got the least of the problems. Still 6.7. If anything, I think Beagle lost a 100th of a second that lap. He's definitely in that territory of needing a caution to give Dave Bailey a challenge. Well, he closed in 4/10 that time, but running out of laps.
Mike Klazinga still working the inside on Justin Ramsey in that great battle for the 3rd spot, the final step of the podium, the final parking spot on Slack Lumber Victory Lane.
Tyler French has to pull it off the track. Caution flag out. One around in corner number 2. That puts us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag as the 22C goes around.
Chris Crow in the 22C. Dave Bailey did not need that yellow flag, but that could have been a $5,000 opportunity for Ryan Beagle.
He gained 3/10 each of the last 2 laps. Now Dave was starting to work through some traffic there, and Ryan had a little bit of breathing room, so that might have been the difference, but we'll see. We'll find out now who's got the quicker car.
Dave Bailey, the race leader. Ryan Beagle runs 2nd. Mike Klazinga is 3rd. Sorry, Justin Ramsey is 3rd in the 03. Mike Klazinga is 4th. Ron Logie is 5th in the 97.
Very impressive run for Mike Klazinga tonight. With the heavy hitters, he's proven this year he can run up front. The next step will just be that consistency, right? Where he's consistently there running in the top 3. And then before you know it, he'll be in victory lane.
And he runs a different engine package than most of these cars. He runs the 305 cubic inch which Clinton might be able to describe a little bit the difference in the rules package, because most of these cars run a 602 GMC crate engine, but the 305 allows these drivers to do some of the building at home.
Yeah, that's it, and it's a bit of contention among some of the 350 drivers, because you look at how that 93 Clazinga's running. It is like flying tonight. So, Tech will be ready for whoever makes it out of this side. I just want to jump in. Dottie Creek Agri-Services has put up $200 for the Larry Gartley Memorial Hard Charger. We'll find out what that is at the end of the race. The Bill Peer Memorial Best Appearing Car provided by Core Pack Merchandising. $200 will go to the 97 of Ron Logie tonight for the Best Appearing Car. Our Longest Tow Award brought to you by Dip-A-Chip, Fresh Stone Brands. $200 going to Justin Ramsey, who was the longest tow driver who towed the longest to be here tonight. Huffman Restoration says our fastest qualifier. I'm not sure who that is, so I don't want to mention that just yet. Top Gun Award, $100 from Ackland Insurance for the passing points winner. And that's it. Thanks to all of our great supporters. And of course, we'll get you those final awards and pictures later tonight.
Who do you think gets to measure their toes?
And
which toe do you use?
I was just going to say, there's no way. By far, you have the longest toe, Adam.
That's why we have Tommy here. Tommy gets to decide the awards.
Justin must live on the east side of Belleville. That's all I've got to say, because there's a few other Belleville drivers, but he must live pretty close to Tyendinaga.
Would you argue with Tommy when he gives you a stat?
Nope.
I got the stat.
Nope.
I'm just passing it on.
I'm sure he Google mapped it.
Is it the middle toe or the big toe? That's the weirdest pre-tech I've ever seen.
Shoes off, boys. Dave Bailey, your leader. Ryan Beagle's right there with him. 10 laps left to settle it.
10-lap sprint for $5,000 as Mike Lazinga wedged up the middle of Ron Logie, and Justin Ramsey sort of ran out of racing room there.
Things really racy mid-pack right now. It's racy at the front. Beagle running a lane just a little bit higher than Bailey. 3 wide behind them. Klazinga to the inside of Ramsey, trying to edge his way into that third spot and find himself a podium position.
Side by side, that battle for third. Klazinga down low, Justin Ramsey up high as Ryan Beagle draws in on the right rear corner of the Dave Bailey 49, trying to find a lane to make his move.
These two have been oh so good over the last number of years. Oh, one goes around Rob Murray, and into that will be Brock Gregory, and that'll put us back into the Dixieland Grill caution flag.
27 laps in, 8 laps remain. Dave Bailey was up to the challenge on that restart. Can he keep Ryan Beagle behind him?
Should be a quick caution here. We'll watch the replay from the drone.
Looked like Rob Murray just lost it.
Yep. Brock Gregory really nowhere to go. Woes up, and there's the man of the hour right now, the Queenston Chevrolet, number 49, Brewster Baker, Dave Bailey, and the new champ right behind him, the big dog, Ryan Beagle. Justin Ramsey, don't count out Justin Ramsey yet. He's a veteran of these races, the big money races. And I mean, with that longest toe, you'd think he'd be able to mash the gas that much further down, right?
There you go. Now you've got the spirit.
Yes, Darren, we're off. There comes a time in the evening. 10:30. He'll bunch back up. We'll come back to the Cargoese restart zone. Beagle will get another chance here on the restart. 8 laps to settle it. $5,000 to the winner, the Middleport Mechanical. Northern Thunderstock Nationals back into the green.
Dave Bailey with a great launch there on that restart leaves Ryan Beagle to try to fend off Justin Ramsey. A little bit of a piece comes off to Mike Lazinga, 93K, but everybody able to keep on going.
Beagle again winds it up on that outside line, trying to get a run on Bailey as they work it off at corner number 4. Ramsey in tow. Plazinga right behind him. Logie working the bottom side. Beagle's right there on the back bumper in corner number 2.
They battle for the lead down the back straightaway. Dave Bailey has run that same line lap after lap since the start of this race. Nobody has been able to mount a challenge yet, but Ryan Beagle just got on the scene in the last couple of laps. What has he got up his sleeve behind the wheel of that 84?
Down the back stretch they go. He's right there in that back bumper. Bailey goes down low. Beagle to the top side as they ride it through 3 and 4, trying to carry the momentum with 5 laps left to settle it.
Ryan Beagle to the outside of Dave Bailey, down into turns 1 and 2. Bailey on the bottom trying to hug that concrete wall around the inside. Ryan Beagle with lots of room to operate up on the high side, but just can't quite get the traction.
4 laps left to go. And at the line, Beagle noses ahead just a little bit. I think it's still going to be, no, Beagle is the leader from timing and scoring. Beagle, your leader at the lap. That's all he needs to do on the final lap.
Dave Bailey edged out in front in 1 and 2. Can he stay out ahead in 3 and 4? Bailey is better in 1 and 2, but it looks like Ryan Beagle a little better in 3 and 4. Beagle will lead again.
Oh, we got cars off track. Adam Plasic's going to go around in 3 and 4. Dixieland Grill caution flag is out. Wow.
Whew. 4 laps to go. Ryan Beagle was outside of the top 10. If you remember back to that 4-wide pass through the middle where he was bouncing off the cars on both sides of him, but never lifted off the throttle.
Boy, oh boy. Mike Thorne has got front bumper hanging off that 55 car. You know, I don't know as though Ryan Beagle wanted to see that caution flag at all. He was just, it was in that, you get in a momentum run, you get hitting your marks, and he had just got it all lined up. It took him a few laps to find exactly what he needed. We'll see, though, on this restart.
I don't think he's seen the last of Dave Bailey.
No, that's the thing. I don't know. Bailey's been so good on the restarts. From the drop of the green flag, been able to pull away from anyone he's been around. Beagle has the advantage of being the leader. And again, don't count out the 0-3. Who knows what could happen here between the top 2.
Anything could happen as we've got 3 laps remaining in this 35-lap Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock Northern Nationals.
Mark Fawcett's had a nice run, working his way up into the 6th spot. Started back in 14th as Mike Thorne, I believe, is going to go pit side, get that front bumper removed. The pesky Penguin's going to get its beak removed, I guess.
Ouch.
I've been giving some bad imagery tonight. Sorry about that.
Very dark.
Sorry about that. Oh,
it's okay. It's okay.
What's that? Is that one of those WeatherTech floor mats, molded floor mats? I have those. They're fantastic.
Comfort matters.
They're not even paying me to say it.
Man, they had a great car show there last month. Tons of classic cars and hot rods, and yeah, it was really cool. White flag being displayed. Looks like a single file restart.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going to change things.
3-lap sprint to the finish.
$5,000 up for grabs. $5,000 for first, $3,500 for second, $2,000 for third. Back to the green flag. They are tightly matched there down in corner number 4. Off they go into 1.
Ryan Beagle leads the way. Dave Bailey right in his tire tracks on the bottom at 1 and 2.
You feel like if one of these two makes even the slightest mistake, it ends the race for them, because that's how evenly matched they are. They don't make mistakes. That's why they're out in front. 2 to go.
2 to go. Dave Bailey looks to the inside in 1 and 2. Nothing to do there, but he's going to try again in 3 and 4. He's right in the tire tracks of Ryan Beagle, but he runs a little bit lower in the turns as
Caution.
we are under yellow again for that big chunk of debris up on the high side of turn 4.
Justin Ramsey just drove over whatever that was. .33 complete, now 2 to go. Ron Logie's worked his way up to third. Quietly up there into the third spot. Ramsey back to fourth. Mark Fawcett now has got himself up into the top 5. Mike Klazinga now outside of the top 5 for the first time in this race. Kyle Wirt, Jason Fontaine right up there as well. Lineup's good. Mobile 1 white flag out. 2-lap shootout.
2 more times around. $5,000 to the winner. Lots at stake. If you're Dave Bailey, how aggressive do you get? We've watched him get physical before.
That came to my mind.
$5,000 is a lot of money.
To the Cargo Ease restart zone they go. Green flag back in the air, and they're on it. Bailey right down low on the bottom, taking a look down into corner number 1. Ryan Beagle trying to shut the door.
Couldn't do it. Dave Bailey is there. He's got the full width of his bumper to the inside of Ryan Beagle as they charge down into 3 and 4. Beagle drives it deeper into the corner.
Mobile 1 white flag is out, 1 lap away from $5,000. He was the champion in 2024. Can he cap it off with the biggest race win of the year?
Down the back straightaway for the final time. Ryan Beagle with a car length over Dave Bailey as they charge into the third turn.
He had to start from outside of the top 8, but the double checkers are out. The big dog gets the big money. Ryan Beagle wins the Northern Thunderstock Nationals.
Dave Bailey comes home in the second spot. Ron Logie finishes third. What a feature event. What a run it was.
10 laps into that, I would have thought maybe he wasn't going to win tonight. He was deep, had actually lost ground from his starting position, but from that moment on, that 4-wide pass, I think, really played into this win here tonight.
That was the moment.
It was like he made the decision, I'm just going for it, and threw caution to the wind. There was no points racing to worry about, and Ryan Beagle muscled his way through that pack, drove up to the second spot, and that put him in position when the caution flag came to start with Dave. And then just how important was it to be able to make that pass on the outside? He didn't lead for very much of the lap, but it was enough to give him the start on the restart, the top spot.
It all fell his way as Ryan Beagle getting the gear off down there in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. He's going to climb out of this car and be greeted by an appreciative crowd and Clinton Jeffrey.
Well, Ryan Beagle works his way into Slack Lumber Victory Lane. How about it? The big dog wins the inaugural Thunderstock Nationals. Ryan, what a drive here tonight. You kind of pounced when you needed to at the end, and at the end the car came in when you needed it to be. But for a while there, he was gone, man.
Yeah, we got lucky with those yellows that I screwed up qualifying, and we didn't get to be in the dash. We missed it by one spot, and everything just kind of fell our way there. We made some holes that weren't there, which I usually don't do, but with this kind of money on the line, I figured we might as well go for it.
It's been a pretty amazing season for you. This has got to be the capper.
Yeah, this is, I don't even know how to say it. I just got to thank Dave for running me clean. That it's good when you can race a guy like that.
Congrats.
Thanks. I just got to thank all my sponsors, Ackland Insurance, Oakwood Transport, APC Auto Parts, Hess Auto Tech, and RK Automotive, and everybody at the Speedway for the great year.
He is the 2024 Ohsweken Speedway Thunderstock champion. Now he is the Nationals victor here tonight. Well, Dave Bailey, not where you want to be, man. You were leading this one by a long shot, and if you had mirrors or spotters, they'd be telling you, back it down, you got this one. But you can never lift up when you got Ryan chasing you. He's had a picture-perfect year, and I know what you're going to say. That he helps you make your game better.
Yeah, it's the gift and the curse of dirt racing there. We did everything we had to do, qualified fastest, won the heat, won the dash, and started up front. But unfortunately, starting up front, you can't see what's going on behind you. So we did everything we could. We just got beat. It happens, and just at least it was Ryan.
So I'll drive here tonight, Dave.
Yeah, thanks. And I just got to thank Middleport Mechanical for giving up all the extra money for this, and Queenston Chev, Jibs Action Sports, Transaxle, and all the guys that helped me back there.
Congrats. Dave Bailey will be second here in the inaugural Thunderstock Nationals. We're going to talk to John in just a minute. And our third place driver, Ron Logie here. Ron, you've been fighting to get on this pad a lot this year, and you're rewarded tonight with the third place.
I got to say, I wouldn't have made it here. I don't know if you guys saw me in the heat tonight. My fuel pump was not working at all on the corners. And thanks to Jason Tolton and Steve Tomaski and everybody in my crew that helped me get it fixed, or I wouldn't even be up here. Car was completely different after that. I want to thank all my sponsors. I want to thank my wife for letting me do this. And I don't know if everybody knows, it's bittersweet. This was my last ride.
Did not know that.
So the car's gone to Jim Lampman. He's running it tomorrow. So, Jim, you got your work cut out for you now. You got to beat me.
Good luck. Ron Logie, third place here tonight. Dave Bailey, second. And our winner of the inaugural Thunderstock Nationals, the big dog, Ryan Beagle, guys.
Fantastic night of racing, and boy, what a finish, Adam. That race did not disappoint.
It definitely didn't. It had everything we hoped it would, and it had some things we didn't want it to have, like a rollover and a couple of destroyed race cars, but these drivers gave it their all, and they put on a whale of a show.
Excellent night, and it's only night number one. We've got two more to come, Friday and Saturday night. You can watch it all here on GeForce TV. Plenty of seats and camping available as well for the weekend if you want to join us. So thank you on behalf of the Stiers family, all the crew and officials, and on behalf of Clinton, Jeffrey, and Adam Ross, I'm Greg Keldon saying so long. We'll see you tomorrow night here at Ohsweken Speedway. This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of GeForce TV. GeForce TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.